All right, stick with me. I will keep your attention with eye-catching graphics, cartoons, but if you're an adult, this is about how people have made millions of dollars in the stock market that I've personally witnessed over the past 4 years. Not me, okay? But I have sort of like being around people who have a lot of money. Maybe that's a character flaw. I'll tell you who they are, so you can go badger them, or you can follow them. You could buy their shit. Obviously, they don't sell stuff because they don't need to. But an interesting thing happens too is it's not only not needing to, it's like they only want to be around people who are doing well as well. So by you watching this, maybe you're getting a glimpse into what they're up to without, bothering them, if that makes sense. All right, I'm just going to continue because you might have 50 million, you might be way richer than them, 500 million, whatever it is, but you might suck at stocks. So that's why you're watching this thing on YouTube. Your financial advisor, your Goldman Sachs, whatever, has been just making you want to kill yourself. Anyway, Kathy Wood actually said this. All right, this is not a joke. I mean, I don't think she meant it as a joke. Here's a little thing about investing, trading. What we want is the highest possible level of abstraction, okay? It's sometimes mistaken for ADHD, short attention span. No, that's not what it is. And if you're feeling, look, an athlete won't judge you for working out. Millionaire won't judge you for starting a business. Musician won't judge you if you're trying to sing a song. All right? There are no stupid videos to watch, even this one. Here's something about me. I like eating. This is an eat-a-thon. You do it on a horse and then you eat. I also like liability, like simple stuff. Look, this is a one-page liability waiver. What's your name? What's your horse's, owner or whatever. And then you pay $20, okay? And I will try to sell you something at the end of this presentation. I'm trying to sell you on a free 15-minute call with me. You call me on Zoom, or if that's crazy, you don't have to use your face on Zoom. You can call me on the phone, and 15 minutes. If you have to go before that, that's fine. I have tons of times open because I'm not very busy, because all I do is trade and go drink tea at coffee shops. And this is pretty much what I'm up to at this period of my life. So if that's interesting to you and you want to talk money, specifically stocks, because I don't really know much else. I've only been doing stocks for 4 years. And I mean, by doing, I mean a lot of it, okay? I'm not good at it, but I don't think anyone's good at it. So that's the pitch that I will be reiterating here. Skipping ahead from this little funny cartoon. Look at this. This is how I always feel. And I will be interjecting with some things to keep your attention. If you're a woman, this might be interesting to you. Hating pop music doesn't make you deep. Hating stock market advice that's obvious doesn't make you deep either. Because fund managers will make things super complicated when really they just fucked up, okay? That's the reality. Now, let's continue. Here is a conference you could go to. I learned about it from a family friend. He said I should go. I'm gonna go at some point. I didn't go in the fall, but here's a place where we talked about that. All right, skiing. If you want to do a 180, this is related, I promise. You do need the skis with the tips on the other end, but this guy's also saying you don't actually need the ones on the tips on the other end too, as long as it's groomed. So it's true. You don't need all the fancy stuff. You can use Robinhood to do your investing. You actually can. And people with millions of dollars, or more than that, whatever you call more than that, sent to millionaires, right? That's the word that some of the people like to use. They put it in Robinhood because they're offering some crazy percent on top of your money right now. This is my day list, Spotify. This is actually, I'm already getting into what millionaires are doing, actual millionaires. That's not just a talking point. This actually is how to catch a mouse though. This actually works. They go for the peanut butter and they fall and they drown. It's horrible. But I've tried cheese in here. I tried peanut butter in a mousetrap. This thing actually works though. I also bought this hat off Temu recently for $6. Reminds me of Reese Witherspoon, Legally Blonde, but it's the man version. Although I did look at some pink hats earlier. I was trying to decide. I was sending this to my sister's friend as to which one she recommended. She recommended that I stop looking at hats. No, she was nicer than that. But anyway, this is distraction from you and your money. But if you're a grandparent or you're a parent, you can still watch this. This is PG-PC because this is about helping your kids out, all right? You're doing this for your kids. This is funny. Well, it's not funny. It's just ridiculous. Screenshot it. Take a look. Whatever you want. There's some He's dropping knowledge on here. All right, let's skip ahead. A little bit more about me. I did try to sell a horse to my aunt. She didn't buy it though. So I also like to organize events, get people together in ways that are super fast and efficient where you wouldn't otherwise meet, such as a running club. Maybe I'm a Pilates princess. That's what Spotify calls me. I don't get outside much, so I need to eat my vitamin D, although I do run, so I should be able to get it from the sun, but doctor said I needed vitamin D. I tried the alcohol version of the poster, but I decided I didn't get a lot of attention when I showed it to people. They said, they kind of went for the coffee one, so I'm going for the coffee. This is it. Quicker. This is fast.
You know, he's certainly unusual.
You know Bernie.
He rants and
you
he
know
does
Trump.
his thing.
You know this comedian.
I'm sure his advisors go crazy, but he's not reading, not reading off. You know, he doesn't have 14.
Kid Rock is one of his advisors.
This is what I imagine it's like having a financial advisor.
I love Kid Rock, but
I don't have one.
I don't know if every advice, every advice of his is the best.
Saying that they're bad.
Some of it is, that's for sure, but some of it may not.
You're right, and you know, a lot of these politicians have 18 different consultants. You can't use that word. You can't say that. You know, and he's
that
not
makes
like
it
that.
miserable. He's not like that, right?
And people find that appealing. I get it, but you know, again, I don't think you can have a pathological liar or somebody who doesn't believe in women.
All right, so it's Bernie. So this is
right to control their
kind
bodies.
of a little money diagram here. Again, free strategy session at samputnam.org. Clarity call, whatever you want to call it. We can talk about your stocks for 15 minutes or less. This is real. This is like, you know, if you break it down by day, you want to break anything down like a business or think of it as a pipeline, you know, this is how it works. This is reality. 50,000 a day, that's $10 million a year. And then look, here is, or $100 million. It's just that so few people are going to be watching that video. If you are someone like that and you're watching this video, go for the strategy call. We can talk about stocks, we can talk about cake, it doesn't matter. But this is most stock advice, right? It's like 3-step system. This is the trading algo that you're going to use. This is why you should buy Palantir. This is why you should buy whatever stock, NVIDIA that you've heard of, that most people have heard of. They tell you to buy it. Apple, yeah, it looks great, tastes great. It's fun to watch the videos until you throw up. This is what you should be eating. Blueberries, okay? Yeah, they look, I don't know what this is, like black corn. I guess that stuff's supposed to be healthy too. Eggplant actually tastes terrible, but you get the idea. Stuff that is hard or disgusting is actually good for you. All right, anyway. Other interesting bit, there are gonna be people who are inheriting money who are gonna have to figure out how to invest that money. They should give me a call, samputnam.org, because their parents are gonna want them to be safe, their grandparents are gonna want them to be safe, and they're not gonna trust some 80-year-old crusty financial advisor who just learned about Bitcoin from NBC this fall when it hit 100K. If that's you, go for the strategy call. That's not most people watch this video. Because you're either older or maybe you see this guy. He's a tax accountant. He's on the internet. Does he know how to do stocks? I've seen no evidence of it, but he has millions of subscribers. Or maybe you see this. This is what I always see. This guy is true. He actually did make $30 million at 21. But it's like, it's not helpful. He didn't even do it with stocks. This is kind of what it feels like. Some people do kind of simplify things for you. Yeah, it's true. You only need this, but there is some nuance if you want to like beat the market. So I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to show you 5 examples of people who are multimillionaires from stocks who started with like less than $1 million. So that's a big deal. Some of them have $5 or $10 million, 15 or more from stocks. So even if you have like $500 million and you haven't, you know, I know it's easier percentage-wise if you have less money, but if you don't think you could turn 500K into 10 million like these guys have done, or 50K into 10 million, like one of them has done, or maybe 2, then you might want to keep watching this video because I'm going to show you their stuff. Okay, this is one of them. And just go check them out. Go follow them out. But before we get to that, a little about me. I'm honest, like to a T, to a fault. Now, I'm not always honest. I guess I shouldn't say I'm honest because not, you know, everyone lies. That's what Jordan Peterson says, and he's always honest, right? Not to bring out a divisive figure, but anyway, I was trying to send this package to Canada, and you have to like write what's in the package. I didn't realize that until I was already at the post office, so I did, and that's what I was sending, and now I regret sending it. But anyway, here's an example of, again, this video is about money. Don't worry. And if you think that it's not PG, remember you're learning about the younger generation as a public service to help your children and your community members to help understand them better. That's what if I'm younger than you, that's what you're doing. All right. This guy, $10 million in stocks. This is how he's doing it, okay? Not actually, it's actually a lot more complicated than 3 sentences, but it's also a lot simpler. But you can go trade by his side or whatever. You pay a donation fee, you can learn from him. But you might not gel with him, you might gel with him. I'm not hiding anything, this is Twitter. You can go find the stuff, it's very simple to find. I'd even put the link, I'm just lazy. And I'm trying to promote my free 15-minute clarity call. So go to samputnam.org, sign up for a 15-minute clarity call. I'm not praying. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm just used to doing this from teaching yoga at one point. But it'll be the best 5 to 10 minutes you've ever spent because we don't have to go the full 15 minutes. You're busy. I'm busy. We don't know each other. We don't need to talk that much. But yeah, this is kind of an example of what a multi-deca millionaire talking. Well, he's not a multi-deca because that would be like 30 million or maybe 20 million he's at. I don't know. The point is, he's giving a little talk about how he's doing it, right? So, yeah, try it out. I'm not going to spoon feed you what he's saying because it doesn't apply to every single situation, which is annoying, but that's the facts. Once you actually try to, do this stuff, you realize it's hard. And here's the example of how hard it is. Look at me, lost 10 grand. Now that might be like how much you spend on breakfast, in which case I have to explain that that's actually a lot for how much that I have been trading with in the stock market. So, because to give you an example, so I lost 10 grand over like 4 years. That's actually incredibly good to only lose that much, in my opinion. But I mean, other people might be like, that's not smart. I don't know. It wasn't smart, but it was stupid. I don't think it was stupid at all. But some people made $6 million over that time period. He actually made it over like 5 years, this guy. And other people have made less than that. Whatever, let's continue. Robinhood, you can use that. This is some stocks on Robinhood that I have. You can see the ape. And you see I took all the money out of there because I was like, why would you use Robinhood? But you can use Robinhood. And you seeing this could make you more excited to jump in the stock market because it does work. Maybe you're in like private equity or venture capital or whatever. Here's an example of like a private equity outreach, how to connect with other people who are doing this. And the reason I'm talking about like this connection stuff so much and relationships go with that or whatever, because even social relationships, like how do you find a group of people who are on the same mission as you, which is to make more money, but who actually are like nuanced enough that they're not just going to tell you to follow their algo or something because they're making money selling something that doesn't work. Or it's not just like your people that you happen to work with who don't really care about it because maybe they have money from their spouse or maybe they don't care. Their advisor is getting them their 8 to 10% and that's enough for them. But if you want to beat the market, beat the market. Go to samputnam.org, 10-minute, I say 15-minute, could be less than that. Strategy call, clarity call, get some clarity on what you're doing with your stocks right now. You can talk about your bonds or whatever. I'd say I have some money in bonds, very little, like 7 grand, but I just let it be. The reason I have it in bonds is I don't even want to put it in stocks over there and then have it like affect. It's also in an account that's not totally mine. Well, it is, but I didn't want to worry about stocks unless I'm making all the decisions, which is presumably why you're someone interested in this video. So, samputnam.org, 15-minute strategy call. Here are some businesses you might have considered, like actual businesses. You see all this stuff on Twitter, but yeah, you can buy this stuff. And I gave an example of a bakery. That's true. Here's I've talked to some 20-year-olds, do I really want to be helping 20-year-olds with stocks? Maybe if they inherited $20 million and their trust fund drips it out such that they get at least $2 million or whatever amount by their year 20. I guess 20% or whatever that is, 10% of your $20 million trust fund. You probably don't get 10% at age 20. I don't know how the best way to do it is, but look, he's funny. Look, he wrote this for Super Bowl bingo. It's funny. It's a little funny. So they're funny at least, and you can, maybe if you're 15 or 20 or whatever age you are, you can learn something from this. I don't know what you're learning. And look, also, you need to think about where you are. What are you trying to do? Because making money isn't everything, and you probably realize that. I'm starting to realize that, even though I haven't really made money. So maybe that's just cope, but I don't think it is. I see people who are much older than me who have a lot of other priorities. All right, so that's sort of an interesting thing, but we're getting to progress here. This is crazy, but also super, super funny, but I won't read it. But you're just watching this because you're learning about stocks. And as a little side effect, you're getting some social, an angle on social commentary of the younger generation to help you talk to your grandkids or something, whatever. Just think of this as like a tax write-off for your family. Now, look, this is true too. You want to be around people who are fucked up in the head. When you're around socialist people, they're like, if you're trying to make money, you're evil. So fine, admit to being messed up and also normal, because we live in a place where that's helpful. This is funny. All right, this is a picture of me. This is how work perception is. Like, look, I look all right. I kind of look almost like I do like work out and stuff. And then this is me as well, okay? So things are how you make them. Like, obviously I'm pushing my belly out a little bit and I'm skinny as F, but whatever. The point is, things are better than they seem, Like, I'm even zooming in on my body. I don't even like my body, but it looks all right in that picture. Now, 401k, you can find stuff on the internet about, like, this is things that I want to talk about on a strategy call. And it's not because I'm a genius. It's just that a lot of other people have ideas, and if we can kind of, meet each other, and maybe you meet other people I meet, or maybe you know people, and the point is someone knows something that can help you, and the first step is not creating some big community. It's just jumping on a call. So this is funny too. This is in LA, basically drawing it such that it's Santa Monica's LA, right? This is me at the bakery. I really did work at the bakery. This is the one owned by the Ivy League person that I mentioned earlier. And here's the thing with stocks. Like, if we work together, this sounds messed up, but can you buy insurance stocks when a hurricane is about to hit a certain part of the country? This is like a super caricatured, almost satirical take that this guy is going at, which is what social media is, right? It's like the sensationalized version of the truth that gets us to click or scroll. But it's true. That is a way to trade. I don't do it. I do a little bit, but people do it. I can show you an example of someone who's made $40 million doing that exact thing. And you can look at all his stuff on the internet. He shares all this stuff openly. He started with, I think he said he started with $20,000. That's actually audited by an auditing firm, or at least someone who is held in such high regard that he could work at an auditing firm if he took the time. And he's held in high regard by a ton of people in the stock market industry. Market Wizards, heard of that book? This guy, Chris Camilo, right? $20,000 into $40 million. You can look him up. He shares what he's up to. So these are people, the first person I shared with you, people wish, I don't know how little he started with, but he's up into 20 millions now. And he is sharing his trades. You just have to donate to him $50 to charity. You can watch his trades in real time, unless he's like sick or on vacation with his girlfriend or whatever, his wife or whatever she is. And then this Chris Camilo guy, he shares some of his trades, although a little delayed. There's two Deca millionaires on the way to be Stunty millionaires. Chris Camilo probably would be a billionaire, like even if he just chills on a beach. Because, with compounding and stuff, 30 years or something. Both these guys, that guy will be definitely in the hundreds. But anyway, I'm just giving you two examples. If you jump on a 15-minute strategy clarity call, you go to samputnam.org, sign up for their clarity call. I see your thing come in at a certain time. I have a lot of times available because I pretty much just do this and drink tea. That is a way for us to talk, a way to talk about you and your situation and what you've tried with stocks and what you're thinking about with stocks. And we can go from there. It's completely free. Obviously, I'm going to try to sell you something. I don't know what yet. And actually, I don't really even want to sell you something. Because what I'm really selling you right now is taking 15 minutes of your time or less and jumping on that call. I might try to do some sort of community down the road, but I don't know how to do that unless I've first met people who want to be in the community. Anyway, continue. It's a free call. It's free. Check out this 56-year-old Singaporean guy. He hasn't even had facial reconstruction or anything. That's his actual face. Like, is that goals or what? Even if you're older than that, or I guess especially if you're older than that, God, it's dope. Look, if you're so smart, how come you haven't even figured out how to enjoy your life? Huh? I don't know, I read that and I felt like that was shots fired. And also this, you're not high IQ, you're obsessive. This stuff is like painful. Twitter like takes no prisoners. I think this got posted somewhere as a little stock, should you buy war stocks? And yeah, why neck hurt? Well, how to buy stock or why stocks go down, These are this stuff's week. I Google this stuff. This is the guy. All right. this is the guy with $10 million or more, $20 million. He was helping someone with organizing who was making hundreds of $millions of. This is the second highest Swedish individual taxpayer in the country that he was helping. So now he's made $20 million. That guy made $100 million and then paid some Swedish taxes on that. But look, you can join. It's $250. I joined. It's just that I'm giving you a breadth because you might not see. Here's the Swedish tax report. That's in Swedish kroner. I don't know if that's the right word for that, but $108 million is the after tax, is the tax that he paid, or kroner, whatever. You can do the math. I did the math. It works out to like 30 million of tax. Oh, that's me with someone's baby. All right, skipping ahead. This is me going running. I saw some cows. This is how it is where I live. You can't run without seeing some cows. So.
Run in Vermont.
Run in Vermont. It is what it is. Now, I did apply to Citadel. They thanked me for application, but I did not get the jobs yet. Yet, if I do, and they're going to pay $500K starting salary, I will immediately stop trading stocks, stop trying to start this community and go work for them. I don't know how to do that. So if you want to talk stocks and you want to talk about people who don't work at Citadel, who don't work at, and here's the thing, if you work at Citadel, I've talked to people who work at very similar places, and they're asking me, they're like, hey, do you have any stock tips? They don't know how to make money, is the truth. If you took them out of their big apparatus, and I love them for it, they know it, I know it, and take them on their own, they can't really fend for themselves. And not that buying and selling stocks or shorting stocks is fending for yourself, but I'm just saying at some point they're gonna retire, and they might be 28 years old when they retire, and they don't know what to do, and they're gonna pay a financial advisor. Just like Jim Simons, if you've heard like Renaissance Technologies, he's like the math genius. He's the one person that everyone cites as like the guy who figured out the stock market in a computerized fashion, such that he doesn't even have to pay attention to news or anything. I read his book, I listened to it on an audiobook or whatever, and I listened to the author talk about it as well. When the stock market was crashing, I don't know if it was 2008 or whatever, when the book came out, but he called his financial advisor on the phone. He's like super worried. So, all right, here's some investment banks. This could be like a value slide in a traditional presentation. It's really just a bunch of pretty logos that maybe you recognize or you've worked at some of them or one of them. I like how it's tiered though, because if you like see a stock that's like, oh, Citi Upgrade, this is obvious, like Citi and Bank of America are the good ones, and then like, the shitty investment banks are on the bottom, like Roth Capital and HC Wainwright and stuff, Maxim and all that. They're not shitty, they just like are more welcoming, more like, the banks of the people. Right? All right, so we'll skip ahead. You've probably seen this. All right. It's not really meant to be anything special here.
They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the cat.
Fact is, though,
they're eating the dogs. Eat
this
the
is a
cat.
stock lesson.
Eat the cat.
After the election, Tesla and the whole stock market just went wild. And you could say that, you should know that from how the structure of the setup is going on the charts and based on the fundamentals of Tesla price. Like, bullshit. It went up because everyone looked at the election and was like, I'm going to buy the market and I'm going to buy Tesla. And, people who get paid a lot to sit and use Bloomberg and work for JP Morgan, the banks that I just said, they did the same thing. So sometimes you have to pay attention to stupid stuff that can actually help you make money. Another thing about communities. I know it's exciting or it's freaking confusing these days, but it's like, why don't we have like an in-person conference or like an in-person trader room? And I have friends who have, trader friends, local friends, have been in these places. And it's like, the problem is that then you're around a bunch of losers, right? And you can't, like, they're in your face and you work next to them and they're asking you questions and it's like, they don't know what to do. What happens is all the good people, good investors, good traders, they just leave and then everyone's working remotely and then they don't talk to anyone. When they do talk to anyone, it's like someone who is in a completely, they work at the coffee shop or like they work at the bar or they work at the gas. It's like, the world doesn't make any sense anymore with like remote work. It just doesn't make sense. So if you want to talk stocks, go to samputnam.org, schedule a free 15-minute strategy. I think I'm calling it a clarity call. Get clarity in your life and business. Think of me as your personal life coach. I'm certified as a yoga teacher, so it's the same thing. And we'll talk about stocks, particularly what's in your portfolio, what's a bad hold, what's a good hold, and we'll get rid of the bad stuff and we'll just keep the good stuff. I'm not a financial advisor, this is not financial advice, and also I don't know what I'm talking about, but these guys do, all right? But the point is, you can't, the reason they leave is because they want to just not have people ask them questions. If you make them money, They ask you for more. If you lose the money, they get mad at you. You can't win. If you want to get your screen time down, that's what these stock strategies are all about. Imagine 12 minutes of screen time per day in a week. I did it. This is actually on my MacBook, which I don't use, so it's not accurate at all. But for this purpose of this presentation, that is, you start swing trading, day trading, you can't do this. And like just buying and holding, you can't do it either, because then you're like listening to CNBC and all this stuff. Don't listen to CNBC. This book about this billionaire that I said hi to. I wouldn't say we met. We had a short discourse of like several dozen words. He contributed a bunch to Harvard's Center for Computational Genomics Biology. I don't know what it's called. It's called his name, right? It's his name. His name's on a building now. But he actually, he did like horse implants he sold the company for billions of dollars. Whatever. The point is, here's another horse event. Before we get into this video, it's going to be super related. Here's a $10 million screenshot. The point of only spending 12 minutes a day on your screen is the people who are actually doing really good, they actually don't do that much. And it's really frustrating for me to hear, but it's kind of like why people who are really good at poker are so frustrating, is they just fold all the time, and you don't get to play with them because they know that 95% of the time they don't have a way to win a bunch of money, so they just let other people play and lose their money. Like, that's kind of what it's like, and that's why it's also so annoying when people like don't have jobs and they're just hanging out and investing their money in whatever, and they call themselves an investor. Everyone that I've been like annoyed at, like I've tried to become, and I'm not really that person yet, but this is what they are. They're actually like that. This is what I have as my phone background. I think that's a reasonable amount to like in any sort of nice town to just relax with. But if you have that, I'm sure if you have that, you're like, I'm not relaxing at all. So, and I know people that are getting pretty close to that, and they're pushing it right now. They're trying to really push it. Anyway, it's what I have as my phone background. Here's also, anyone who's like investing as an entrepreneurship, I would, take a look at this. I think it's pretty accurate. Blah, 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 blah. Making fun of hedge funds. It's easy to pick on people who make the most money, which is hedge funds. Calling them entrepreneurs. You can pause it if you care, but. And then this is what I always think about. Look, if you're jealous of it and you're calling it that, like you're playing semantics, it's probably because you're just jealous. So, if you want to talk about not hedge funds, you can it's just tax structure, right? I don't know. I haven't started a hedge fund. I'm sure it's a good way to lose some money. I don't know. If you have your own stock portfolio, even if you have a hedge fund, you have your own money on the side, and you want to talk for 15 minutes, get some clarity, go to samputnam.org, find a time on that list. There's a bunch of times, way more than I should have on there probably, but maybe I'll get rid of some. I don't know. I don't like having my calendar a lot of times. Anyway, pick a time, go to it, and we'll talk for 15 minutes and maybe less than that. And we'll hang up and we'll never talk again because it's not going to be a good call. Or it might be like, hey, this is I want to keep having a discussion. You're not learning from me. You're putting yourself in a position where I don't know if you've heard of like Discord or WhatsApp or like Gmail or like SMS or like DM or Instagram or Facebook. If you've heard of any of these, or all of them would be incredible. You just need a group where you go in and you see what people wrote at a specific time. And the problem with stocks is it actually matters to pay attention to stuff day of, okay? And that's like good for a business model down the road. Maybe I'm gonna sell some stuff. Maybe I'll charge for access to groups of like-minded people. That's really big, surprising. That's why I'm doing this. But maybe we just are in the same group, and you get to meet some people who are way cooler than me. That's because I'm making videos on my computer. How cool can I be? We'll skip ahead. Here's actually my sister made this list of every Taylor Swift song. We were trying to figure out what to play on the piano and sing to. $1 million in a month. Actually, this is in 3 months. Two of these people, the guy I circled, I know personally. It's definitely done $1 million in a month, multiple times, and he's also lost a lot of money at a time. But he's up, more than $5 million. Maybe a lot more than that, but I don't know exactly much. Here's the point. You can do it. These guys can do it. I know these are like low cost of living shitty places like Macedonia. That's why he's on here, because he can connect with a bunch of people and they can verify. This is connected to your brokers. This is like, you can't fudge this. This is real. New Hampshire, you've heard of that. That's well, you haven't if you're not from the US, but California, you've heard of that from everywhere. That's on the bottom, San Diego, California. So all these people, like, this is real. That's all I'm saying. And we can jump on a call. I can tell you 6 out of 7 of these people how to see their most recent updates. I know there's 9 people on that list. I didn't do the math right, but I don't do both math. You get the idea. I'll tell you all these people who they are. I can tell you what I know about them. Again, I can't like say go take their, I don't know what you want or what I would want. I don't want it because I'm beyond that point. I've spent some money, I've spent some time trading, investing, and I realize I just have to do it myself every single day and be around people who are trying to do it as well or who have complementary skills in a different area. If you're not there or you're getting there or whatever, you might want to just talk to these people if they talk to you. I can't promise that they'll talk to you because they don't know you. Maybe this is all obvious, but I'll tell you how I would contact all of them. I can't contact them on your behalf because I don't know you. But you can go on a free 15-minute clarity call at samputnam.org. We can talk stocks. Yeah, it's 15 minutes. It's completely free. It's really nothing to lose. Anyway, skip ahead. And this guy on the bottom, 8R1, he has a fund. If you're ever feeling sad, just go for a run. This is true. All right. So we're getting to the meat of the presentation. Totally didn't say meat while I'm looking at this photo, but the point is you could be a woman watching this presentation. I don't know how you would have gotten this far because this is very, stock stuff. It's, I'm a man, but honestly, who knows who's watching this video or what? Maybe this is your goal. Maybe you're a guy and this is your goal. I mean, I've taught yoga. But look, if you're interested in stocks, you're in the right place, even though I've lost a bunch of money. So here's some group etiquette from this other group I was in. Maybe I'll be in it again if I'm nicer to them. I think most of them like me, but I really like what my friend, this trader guy, wrote here. Like, this is what a community should be. It's pretty simple. It's just, I like how it has just like it's short and simple. I like what he wrote. This is actually my dad. This is so, I asked him, you know what that is? And he said, I don't know, is a truck? And I was like, yeah, do you know what kind of truck? He's like, no. Like, this is not everyone's in the same information stream is all I'm saying. This is going sailing. This is the 56-year-old Singaporean guy. I'm just obsessed with this guy for some reason. And then, this is funny. When your son asks why I should show you these photos, all right, that's whatever. When your daughter asks why she has to show you, show her the exact same photos. So maybe you are a grandmother watching this and you're trying to get your stocks in order. Well, you're in the right place. Or a mother or a daughter, whatever you are, you're in the right place. Now, I actually did this little question to Meta AI actually, and I did write this and then they responded with this. And if you go look for a stock course, like, it's just going to say stuff that other people said or stuff that you want to hear or I want to hear. Anyway, that's like what ChatGPT or Meta AI does or whatever, Claude or Perplexity. Like, they just hallucinate things that they read from like other places. That's what all the stock advice. It's like, buy a breakout. It's like, no shit. You want to buy it when it's going to break out. It's like, yeah, we all want that. But most of the time they don't break out. Or if they do, they fail. Or they basically break out, fail, flush everyone out, and then go up. And you don't know what it's going to do when. And I can't tell you exactly, I can't draw squiggly lines on this to tell you what it's going to do when, because there's so many factors. All I can say is, if you're like me, you want to be in a group of other people and get to know them and get to know what they do and when they do it. And I know where those groups are. I can direct you to them. If they're not my group, which I don't have a group yet, in fact, but obviously it could be interesting if it's actually helpful. I can tell you the people, if you jump on a 15-minute clarity call, it's completely free. You go to samputnam.org, free 15-minute clarity call on your stock situation, what stocks you're currently holding, what stocks you want to buy. If you have a question about a certain ticker, a certain stock, I can give you what I would say about it. You may not like it, but I can tell you any group that I've tried. I've been in groups that have millionaires in them that I 100% believe made their millions starting with like less than $30,000 in the stock market. I've been in 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, at least 6 that I can say for sure. And I can give you the names of them. One is the David Capablanca Friendly Bear Research one. 2 is the I can't actually give you that one because I'm in that one, or I was in that one. I might be in it again if I'm doing that type of trading and I'm helping them and you're helping them. I can't give you because I don't know if you're going to help them, and I don't know if you short, and if you know what shorting is, if you buy it and you sell it and then they sell it, and it goes lower or whatever. And then there's the Chris Camilo market wizard, the guy who turned $20,000 into $40 million one, but he's not super active in there. And I can't, this is the problem with, I'd love to just tell you, these are the 5 millionaires, and I will tell you that, but it didn't help me, so I can't say to help you. That's why I'm trying to jump on a 15-minute strategy call with you to see if you're a good fit for a group in the future. I mean, not really. I'm just seeing what you're up to and what I'm up to. And, it's like a first interaction. It doesn't really mean anything. But so that's 3 groups. Brian Lee is former esports gamer. I talked to him when his group. You can pay for that. I don't know. I don't have a great review of it either way. He's obviously incredibly detailed, but in terms of you making money, I don't know. And then I said 6. I better get to 6. 1, 2, 3. That's only 4. The Clover Trading Group, which is basically you're listening to Kyle Williams. He's the one who's making the most money right now, right? Doing short stuff. And he's made a few $1 million. He's 30 years old, 28 or something. I mean, he's very articulate. I just don't know necessarily if that'll work for you. It didn't really work for me, but maybe I'm more of a community builder rather than a trader. Some people are not good at trading. In fact, maybe you're the trader. You're the next John Paulson or whatever, rogue trader, or let's do a more polite analogy. George Soros. No, that's not good either. You get what I'm saying? You're the future billionaire, and I'm just the community guy. So the point is that you can beat the market. These guys have crushed the market. But I just am trying to beat the market, because if you have $10 million and you don't know what to do, and you just another extra percentage point on $10 million is what, $10,000 is $100,000. So it matters, whether you get 10% or 11%. Meanwhile, these guys are getting a couple hundreds of percent, or 80% annualized. The guy who did it for 10 years was 60 to 80% annualized. Say 60%, might be 70% now. Done good this year. So if you can do 70%, that's pretty good. Obviously that sounds ridiculous, but he's audited. But he's only one guy, and you might not be have his upbringing. He was trading options in high school. Free 15-minute strategy call. Let's continue. Don't drink and drive, because there are people who text and drive. They will hit you and it will be your fault. I'm just saying the world is crazy. Our world is crazy. When you're not sure what Bitcoin is, going to your reservoir shopping. This is basically stock trading. This is the stock market. Market's open. Oh, man, why were we looking at this? Oh, yeah, monkeypox. All these stocks will go crazy on news that's in the news media, and it actually matters. It's so confusing, because you do have to pay attention to the news, because you have to figure out why are people so going crazy over stuff, because you could be the smartest person in the world, and I thought I knew the smartest person in the world, the smartest person that I had ever met, and he actually took his life, so, RIP. But, that's the thing. He's not smart in all areas, obviously. I mean, bless his heart. I miss him and all that. But, you can't... The smartest person doesn't have the best returns. The guy I was talking about, all these people who I was talking about, who are the millionaires that I talked about, they, you put them in a Ivy League math class, they're going to flunk out. No question. I know, because I've tried that, and I almost flunked out. I had to get placed into a lower one. I wasn't even at the Ivy League college. I was just taking it, because high school you got to take one. Weird flex there, me saying that. The point is, smarter people, you have to be smarter than everyone because everyone is the market. So anyway, we'll just continue here. This is a 7th millionaire guy. This guy's good. But he has a picture of a mango because he doesn't want people to talk to him. So that's the confusing thing, is I can't tell you to go talk to this guy. I mean, I can. You can go DM him. He's legit. He's from Australia, so he trades at he sleeps in the middle of the day. He does 2 4-hour, 8-hour shifts, some sort of ship sleep schedule, but he's gotten a relationship for a long-term relationship, so he's found a way to work. I mean, he's an upstanding gentleman, but he knows what he's talking about, and he's probably made $5 million with options, as well as not even counting equities. Maybe he's lost a little bit. I don't know exactly the numbers, but got to listen to. And I can't tell you people who have $100 million or $50 million, because I really don't know that many of them, and also they're people's names that I don't know them very well. First of all, I barely know them at all. But also I can't tell you their names, because what are you gonna do with the names? Look them up and then you're gonna contact them. It's just weird. And they aren't even good at stocks is the thing, because you don't at that point, you're just doing like tax strategies, which we can talk about. And maybe they'll be later on. If you book a free 50-minute clarity call at samputnam.org, we can talk about stocks. We can talk about whatever. You could ask me anything you want, actually. Ask me anything. I'm an open book for the most part, I think. And maybe down the road, there'll be a group of people like you who aren't you, other people. And you guys can help each other. You're like the $50, $100 million people, and you're talking about tax strategies. And we're all jealous, and you're jealous of us because you're like, well, I wish I didn't have to deal with this boring stuff. We're all jealous of each other. That's just how it is. The point is that everyone's sort of got different scenarios, different worries, different problems. I'm not saying that your problems are less because what happens is you just get different problems, right? Because I don't know, I go to this coffee shop and people are like, why are you at the coffee shop in the middle of the day? I wish I could do that. I'm like, dude, you can do that. Skipping ahead, you just don't want to be day trading. This is me day trading. Look, I was right 3 times, and then the one time I was wrong, I was really wrong, and I lost all the money. Not all the money, just $400. It's annoying. And you can't go to sleep because, if you're in a trade, if you want to go out and something goes up 600%, you lose thousands of dollars in seconds. And it's happened to me. People have lost millions of dollars. I've been present during that scenario. This guy is a billionaire. He's on Twitter. He's just liking my reply. People that you want to learn about stocks, they're there. They're on the internet. I hate to say it, and if you're watching this, you're on the internet. And I'd love to say that we're back in the place where in-person conference, or you work at a place and you all goes to the water cooler together, or your brother's mother's friend hooks you up with his portfolio advisor. And the problem is that advisor might suck. Or that advisor might only be good for your brother's mother. And then you have to talk to them, and then they only talk to you once every quarter, and then they lock up your money and they charge fees on it even when they aren't doing anything. And then when they aren't doing anything, their other clients are like, why aren't you doing anything? And they're like, well, because there's nothing to do right now. And then they're like, well, why am I paying you? And then they're like, well, because my family has to go to private school or whatever. It's it just gets super confusing. So I get why you're trying to figure out your own money. That's what I'm trying to do. And I don't know how we got down this road, but Doug Seifu, he was Virtue Financial. Me losing money, that guy making money. Here's the deal. Losing money in the stock market, it's legitimate, but if you don't be around like-minded people, eat good food, get sunlight, and surround yourself with positivity, you aren't giving yourself a fighting chance. So that's what I'm trying to do. And this isn't one of those groups. This isn't even a group. This is really just an opportunity for you to go to samputnam.org and get a free 15-minute strategy call, completely free. You don't have to reveal anything. Your portfolio size doesn't even really matter. I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, you could just jump on the call and we can talk what stocks to buy or sell right now, or what you're dealing with, or what you've had trouble with people in the past, or I don't know what. This is not financial advice anyway. This is just 2 people talking. Look, it'd be fun to be hey, we're going to do 3 Zooms on Mondays, and every Tuesday we're going to have stock talk, and we're going to talk about the best AI stocks. And I can rattle off things that are exciting, but they won't make you money, because that's not really how it works. Things happen and then you respond. The Fed comes out and says, we're only doing the interest rate, lowers 2 times instead of 4 times, or whatever it was last week. And the market drops 3% in 2 hours. And then you're now you're dealing with that. And what if you had your stock talk, swing trading school webinar during that time? And it's dude, you can't schedule this stuff because you're on the market's time. That's why there's a reason for me to talk about this, and that's why you're paying attention, is because it's real time. It's real. And it could be you just automate it all the way. But wouldn't you like to go to steakhouses and spend $400 on a steak, $1,000 on a steak? There's a friend of mine posted that. I think he went there once as a joke. This is after this Biden thing, him resigning or whatever. And people are already talking about what the market's going to do. And then this guy basically talking about, this is the thing with we want to go travel to New York and do a stock talk, and then we'll all be in the same place, and you want to be at the prop shop, or you want to be at Citadel, or you want to be where. Problem is, some of the greatest friends or financial relationships I've had anyway, that's what I call friends these days, people who I try to make money with, are people that I've never even touched their hand, shook their hand. I've never even looked at them in the eye in person. I've never been in person with them. And I know more about them than people I've spent 8 years in school with. That's the crazy thing about this time of age. And look, maybe this is your story. Your money goes from $1 million, 2 million, 2.5, some JD Vance porn here. I'm not sure he even cares about money. He's like an author, right? But whatever. You get the idea. Lana Del Rey. If this isn't inspiring, I don't know what is. This is the kind of stuff you deal with when you're trading off like a non-prime brokerage. Even if you work at Citadel, or you work at Millennium, or you work at Two Sigma, or you work at XTX, or whatever it's called, the Alexander Gerku place, you have Bloomberg, but like the SEC Edgar thing could go down. And what are we doing? We're trying to trade CrowdStrike when this happens, which is a multi-billion-dollar company. So everyone's kind of doing the same thing, whether you have like Bloomberg or not. Whoops, that's family members. All right. Yeah, look, where are the guys? They're in Discords, or they're in WhatsApps, or they're on YouTube, or because I'm doing like YouTube is like the boomers, right? Discords are like the millennials, and then WhatsApps is like the people from other countries, or I don't know. But the guys, we should be out doing this in person, but it doesn't work. And it's not because like society's so messed up. It's just things are so good that we can find the best people in the world all over the places, and then get in a group with them, or talk to them on Twitter, or talk to them through DMs over our computers rather than in the meet space. So it just is what it is. It's a serious question. That's a serious answer. Yeah. And look, everyone who is just sitting on their hands working their $800,000 per year jobs at Google, they're making their money and they don't know how the stocks work, and they think no one does. And then some people actually do. And I told you like 7 of those people, and all those 7 have 7 more. And those are just 7 public people. So imagine how many not public people there are. How many people want to be public with making millions of dollars on stocks? Not very many. And the thing is, millions of dollars might not even be very much to you. But the problem is that it is much to a lot of people who, go and ask you and badger you with questions, or God forbid, call you up, or all that stuff. So if you want to talk about stocks, go to samputnam.org for a free 15-minute clarity call. I won't be so scattered as I am in this presentation. I'm just completely bored. I've already seen these photos. So I'm trying to think of some new things that are interesting here. But we can talk about your stuff. I won't even talk at all, unless you want me to. Samputnam.org. So this is me sending over some money. This is really all you need, 25 grand. It'd be better if you had 25 million, because then you can actually be really bad at this. Not really bad at this, just extremely conservative, and still make enough to, we already talked about this. You make 0.5% more on 25 million, and that's more than a 6-figure salary, right? So here's the thing, it's just so hard to wade through the bullshit, because someone could say they made 47% and they had an account with $800. This is actually me making 47% on GameStop in 8 hours while I was working at a Chinese restaurant. Yeah, it's exciting, but it's fucking useless unless you're living below the poverty level, which I kind of am. But I mean, in a sense that if you don't make this, your kid's not gonna get fed. I don't have a kid, so I don't have to worry about that. Here's some flowers I bought and sold. This could also be a tax advice group, although this is not tax advice, financial advice. But the actual reason that I got this was bro, just ChatGPT it. That's the one thing, ChatGPT. I've tried asking it for what stock to buy and what stock to sell, or stock advice or stock, strategies, and it's it sucks, dude. And it's not up to date. And okay, let's say it is up to date and it's getting everyone's information. It's still gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. So that's kind of why we still have people, because people are the market, and so people have to know people. It's crazy, but yeah. And look, you don't have to say how much money you have or say what you're buying or selling. It really, in a group, you ought to be saying what you're buying and selling, so people get to know you. But they could really just get to know your inflections or your mannerisms, or kind of how you feel cautious or not cautious at a certain time. There's still some payoff from that. But I just like this quote: authenticity is not about transparency, blah 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 blah. It's pretty interesting. It's true. This whole thing, you can read it, pause it, because I have a big one. So we'll continue. This is kind of where you want to be with trading, or where I want to be. And in the middle, yeah, we can talk about all this stuff. I don't want to talk about Monte Carlo simulations, because that'll put you to sleep. And I don't want to talk about DCFs, because that's not real. In beta, you can make whatever you want. But the rest of this stuff, yeah, you do have to read 10Ks occasionally if you were actually a long-term investor. I'm not. I just buy stuff that goes up. All right, we'll continue. Yeah, so who do you want to be? The guy on the left or the guy on the right? That's the question. That's the question. And look, the problem, if you're making millions of dollars day trading, it's like maybe you're going to retire. Maybe you're 50 years old, you're getting there. And it's like, bro, I don't want to sleep 4 hours a night because I have a swinging at $2 million position overnight. And then look, this is the reality is, yeah, we all love to wear a suit because women like it and stuff and think we look snazzy. But the truth is that this guy might be rich. Okay, so continuing. This is Las Vegas. This is what day trading is. I was in a group with other millionaires and he was being like put up as like this guy who's making like $10,000 a trade and all that. And it's like, you can just feel it. You're like, okay, well, show me why you did it. Show me what you did and show me your losses. And like, he only posts the wins. And then also when he wins, it's like, he's like super excited. It's like, why are you excited? Like, is this abnormal for you? And then it's like, it turns out he connected his brokers to this journal service. It's called Kinfo. You can look it up. It's good. And he's lost 150 grand, even though he's posting all these wins. So like, it's crazy, man. All right, that's the other thing that wrecks me with business owners. And I love, if you're a business owner and you're making $1 million, $10 million a year, whatever it is, and that's hard. I'm not saying it's not hard, but go to samputnam.org, free 15-minute strategy call, tons of times available. I know you don't have a lot of time because you're managing a bunch of people. But look, you're making a bunch of money. You might be figuring out that you can't keep yourself away from the stock market. You kept yourself away from crypto, which is probably good, except you're probably kicking yourself if you're like me and you missed the breakthrough 100K. Look, we can talk about some stuff. I have 4 years, however many hours that is of messing around with stocks. I haven't lost 150 grand, and you don't have to lose 150 grand or 500 grand or whatever. We can talk about who you can listen to. I got money. No, wait, you got money. I've got time. We can make this work. Oh yeah, and I have knowledge, right? Not just time. Time is not valuable. What is for you? 15 minutes. All right, skip ahead. Isn't this just beautiful? Defer income now so you can defer income later. Actually, that's not true in the case of people going to like finance, right? Go look this guy up. He really did make millions of dollars. He had some trades where he would make 100 grand in like an hour. But then he started teaching and then he like got sick and he didn't want to keep teaching and it was affecting his trading. This is why it's hard, dude. I wish I could just like be the millionaire and then teach you guys all how to be millionaires, but that's just not how it works. Like, because the millionaire of the week is different or of the year is different each year because the trading strategies change, and that's why it's like these places that do quant trading have all these different people working on it because the different person's the MVP for different years. And I know there's like people that had 30% returns for 10 years or something, and I've told you some of them, or one of them, they're hard to contact, and that's why we keep looking at stuff on the internet, like on a particular day about what stock to buy or what stock to short. So that's why I feel okay saying, go get a free 15-minute clarity call with me, someone who's like you in the dark, basically, because although I'm a loser, you might be a loser too. So we can work together, and we can become winners. All right. This is a winner. See, here's a Swedish guy in the Wall Street Journal with his cat that I talked about. I showed his tax returns, actually, which are public knowledge. I'm not trying to pry in his business, but I am, because everyone wants to see how much money people make because they want to make money. But look, he can't teach you because he actually hasn't made money in the past couple of years because that's what his tax return showed. And also maybe he doesn't want to make money because he already has $80 million. And that's what's so confusing is when someone makes a bunch, you can't learn from them because the market's different and they might not give a shit because they're out on their yacht hanging out with their cat. There's a millionaire I mentioned though, you can go learn from him. He's a good person. And he knows a lot about shorting. And the reason I say good person in a weird way is because he is like the kind of person who will tell you the truth and you might not want to hear it. And this guy's also will tell you the truth and you might not want to hear it. This guy is like a business developing, like salesy guy. And he's made the $20K to $60 million in 80% returns for 20 years. 10 years. I think he's been trading for 20 years. He started in high school. Although he took a lot of years off. His dad was older brother was a stockbroker, whatever. You can go learn from all these people. I'm showing you exactly. He was in this book. You probably heard of Jack Schwager, Market Wizards, all these. They have all the different examples of people who are like super underground. It's just that not very many people are like making videos or like showing live their trades, especially if they're making millions of dollars because investors don't want them to, or they don't want to, or they get sick, like I told you about that guy. Or anyway, so I'm giving you what I got, take it or leave it. It's me losing 10K. And then here's him saying, like, this is the secret. There we go. From a market wizard. who made $60 million buying a bunch of puts on COVID. He made like $20 million or something from that. 10 million, 15? I don't know. This is what it's like, man. The top is where we're at. Just say it what it is. And if you're ever in a bad mood, just think of this horse. He just got stung by a bee. He thought he was gonna get taken out back and shot. All right, just a little interlude there. This is what our group could be, okay? What if we had a group where we talk stocks? What if we talked like this? Here's an example of me talking to someone who trades like $10 million before leverage and then levers it up at a quant firm and then gets a bonus, makes like 500 grand a year. And I was telling him how, yeah, you should come in the stock market, short this ticker that goes from 25 to 100 in a minute and lose all his money. So I was trying to dissuade him from quitting his job. But here's another trader at a city, you've probably seen this in London. Here's the little ROI calculator because I saw that this guy made 863%. He's in Germany, 92% in a year. And this is audited from an accounting firm. And I was like, bro, like if you had $25,000, you'd have $223 million before taxes, if that percentage is true. So I think it's a little fucked up. But also it was during COVID. So it actually is possible. Particularly if he had an account that started with less than 25 grand. Like if he started with 10 grand or 5 grand in that account and he's in Germany, so there's no PTT rule, which means he can trade it unlimited times, he might have actually run it up to $100 million because he's definitely respected as such. Look, it's like, do you listen to some financial advisor with a CFA? I don't know, maybe not. And then there's this, my professor said, who do you think makes it efficient? There are people who are traders who are making money. I'm showing you some of them. Some of them are pretty well publicized. Like my connection Samuel, who was connected with 25,000 other people. Don't. I'm not his buddy. Although I am saying he's certainly an intelligent guy. He's just not intelligent in certain areas because he's obviously made some extremely bad decisions. And then this is the guy I talked about 10 million, 50 million. And that's the thing. Like, it's so clicky. Like, he hates shorting because he's made so much money longing. And I get it, the market usually goes up, but then when he puts on shorts, he feels bad. It's just like super confusing. And this is the kind of group we're talking about here. Maybe you live in your parents' house like me. If you're desperate, like TikTok was when they were about to get banned, and they told me to call instead of letting me watch videos, call Senator Bernie Sanders. Give me a 15-minute call. Call me. Go to samputnam.org, schedule your free 15-minute clarity call. Talk exactly about your stock situation, what stocks you have, what stocks you don't have, any stock people you've looked into, people you spent money on, your financial advisor, your brother's ex-girlfriend's donkey who's been on DraftKings betting and losing money there. Just talk. It's only 15 minutes. Continue. This is the same guy. He's at $1 million plus. That was in the beginning of the year. Position size, not made money. That's someone to want to listen to, right? That's his own money. He made that through mostly stocks, maybe some little bit of business stuff as well. But here's a cool quote. Some of the best times haven't happened yet. That includes the stock market. And look, I'd love to say that I love England and Germany and Europe and all Switzerland, all those cool places, France, but the US is all right too, right? And if you're in those places, you could trade the US stock market. Like the Swedish guy who made $100 million, he trades the US stock market. And if you're a grandparent or whatever in that age bracket, you don't even have to have kids. You don't have to like kids. You don't have to like me. Just pay attention to stocks. The market likes you. Older people are taking money from the younger people. It's true. I've seen it. I have personally seen it. And you could be like super crazy, mad scientist like me and go, look at this journaling service and be like, he is doing this. You can see all their trades. He's doing this. He's doing options. He's doing first red days. He's doing scalping. He's doing OTC over the counter. He's blue boards. He's making money on SMCI semiconductors. He's only trading some marijuana stock. It's like, but really, you're just going to get your wires crossed like I did. And what we really want to do is be in a group together, sort of day by day, learning from each other. But I'll give you the sauce. Like, here's some information about a trade on Michael Saylor's MicroStrategy Bitcoin stock that a bunch of people were buying because they can buy convertible bonds and it's legal for them to do so, even though their mandate says they can't buy Bitcoin. There's plays on these stocks. You could go watch Martin Shkreli talk about finance online. If he's personally admitted that he doesn't know how to trade, but he does give information about investing if that's your thing. And that's pretty much what we're talking about here is trading, because investing is just buying something and holding it. At which point, why are you watching this video? Because go buy something and then see where it goes in 5 years. Get your credit score up. This is the kind of stuff that people who are watching this have 800s. If you don't have an 800 yet, we can't talk. 15-minute strategy call. Go to samputnam.org if you have a credit score that's good. If you don't, maybe we should probably talk about that because that's going to be a problem for you. I actually need to like open up some new lines of credit because mine's really pathetic. It's so embarrassing. I can't even talk about it. I mean, the score is fine, but all right. So here's another 10th millionaire I've given you, 8, 9. I don't know where I'm at right now. Go to there's his Twitter handle right now, his X handle. He's probably made $1 million multiple days of his career. He's probably lost $1 million multiple days too. But he does mostly post his wins, but he's been posting for so many years that he's definitely made a lot of money. So you can go see what he's up to. I don't really want to go over that specific one. You know, New York Times connections games? They're really annoying.
Ooh, sorry, the categories were colors, short kings, words that sound offensive but actually aren't, and things the bagman has whispered to me.
Try again tomorrow. If you play New York Times games, get off your ass. My parents play New York Times games.
Ooh, sorry,
and look at your
the categories
stocks.
were colors, short kings, words that sound offensive but actually
And if you're already looking at your stocks too much, maybe you need to dial it down a little bit. All right. So here's this millionaire here. I think he posted on his Twitter. Yeah. This is the thing. Like, what I want to do is charge like $100 a day for like a group coaching thing. Not coaching. I just say group coaching because it sounds like a thing that people do. But a group. And then like, if you don't like it, just get out of here. And it'll be a 1-day free trial. So it's actually free. And the challenge is with a big like course or like a big like, I'm going to teach you everything about the stock market. It's obviously, I don't know everything about the stock market. I know some things, but, and some days it's like this. It's like the market looks like shit. There's one stock that you might want to buy, but maybe you don't want to buy it. Here's some things that you might want to short, but I'm not shorting them. So it could be a whole day where you don't do anything. And you got to accept that that's the best thing. And the people who make the most money, which is this guy, does nothing. He goes and drinks coffee for the day. And it's so hard to accept, but that's the reality. We can talk about all these people on our strategy call if you haven't already looked into them. Oh yeah, the guy who's number 3 on this list, he posted on Reddit. He like took some crazy options YOLOs. You can look up that Reddit handle. So he's legit too. Number 5 verified him, or at least pays attention to him. I chatted with him about it. So all these people are legit, obviously. I've only corresponded with like, well, almost 3/4 of them actually. But like, you can't just become them just by talking to them, I've learned. All right, so here's another one. Here's a 10th millionaire I can show you that you've probably seen. Here's an example of $1 million trade on his Twitter. This could be you. You could be Chart of Los Angeles, sort of. This is sort of helpful, you know, just sort of telling it like it is. And here's an example of, again, what we're trying to get at here. This is the point of
maturing is realizing that you need to
making a lot of money
so that your future wife can start a business that loses like 20 grand plus every month, and you won't even flinch. You won't even see it leave the account, but she runs her little bakery or yoga studio or nail salon, and she's just, you know, she's not cut out for that.
Beverly
but it's
Hills,
cute. You love to see her like put on her fucking clothes and go to work. And obviously she's got to have the best equipment and like a cute little store and super kind employees that you have to pay a premium for. And then you also have to entertain like these kind of stupid little ideas where she comes to you and she's like, hey, I need an extra 30 grand. We want to add on a bar with the bartender because we want to have mimosas after yoga, and I think that'll be really good for promotion, you know. Like, these are the things that you need to be preparing for. This is why you need to be working hard. And for anybody that's like, oh, you're a simp, like you're gonna pay for your woman stuff. I'm talking about the mother of your children, bro. The one that it's like worth it for. This isn't just for any like little thought that you find. Like, keep your money, but when you find the right one, bro, like you want to give her everything, right?
Give her everything. She should be able to have a store in every one of those cities. Or you should, and she should be doing the stock market stuff. Here's some real stuff that I can give you. I can give you automated rules of, well, they're not rules actually. It's just sort of automated buys and sells as a trigger, so you can be out and you can just buy and sell stock without even lifting a finger. I mean, obviously you don't want to actually do this because you don't want to mess up. So, I mean, don't do this, but I'm just saying that I can send you this and I can use this. I can use my broker that I have this built into as codes, and you can alter it. I don't use it anymore because I don't day trade, but I might use it again. But this would be good, right? Just make like 20 grand every trade. It happens. It's just that sometimes you lose and then you get pumped out. Did you lose today? Yes, no. Here's an 11th millionaire that you got to check out. Look at his X handle. This guy does the most detailed breakdowns of options expiration plays day. It's like on a Friday when it's like, it's the last Friday of the month. So it's like last day of the week and then last day of the month, and then everything lines up. And then it's like a stock that's overextended, and then you buy a bunch of puts, and then it goes down like 20%. You make like $1 million in 2 hours. Then he writes about it in the blog, and it takes like 10 minutes to read. But that's a simple way. It's this simple, right? The guy in the middle is everyone you know, right? Everyone you know. And then the guy on the right is maybe who you want to be, or maybe it is who you are. The guy, maybe you're the guy on the left. I don't know who you are, but like there's a place for you on the right. And maybe you work at one of these private equity firms. Do you recognize these guys? I don't recognize them, even though I've been to this private equity conference like 6 times. Sterling Partners actually sounds familiar. Okay. Yeah, this is nice. This is the Millionaire doing this nice quote. Here's a little talk with some guy who I know who I met from Twitter. Talking about like, yeah, you can look at like this stuff, but like when it's your money, you don't care how sharp the pencil is. Like you just want to make money. And so yeah, we're talking about what his bonus would be based on like whether his money looks like this or whether it looks like a little choppier, like the one above. And I was like, well, dude, you obviously want the one above. He's look how much more money he's making. And I was like, haha, but your bonus would be shit, wouldn't it? And he was like, yeah, actually, I would get bonus better on the one on the bottom probably. So it's just crazy how different incentives are. And we were making light of that. All right. This is the way. This is what we can do in our group. All right. If you're interested in a free 15-minute clarity call, go to samputnam.org. It's completely free. It's obviously not free because then you have to spend 15 minutes talking to me. I don't even like doing. And you have to like plan the right time to do it, and then you have to click on like the calendar link, like when it is, and then like it's just gonna be a disaster. I wouldn't do it. But if despite all that you're still thinking, I'll jump on a call, jump on a Zoom, never talk to this guy again, go for it. We can talk stocks. Actually, we can talk about anything. Any question you have of me, I can answer. And look, maybe you want to go back to your alma mater, whatever it is, and you might find that like their, website or their, alumni network or whatever, just their club, Yale Club or whatever you got, isn't really talking about interesting stuff. Like, oh my God, this is news. And yeah, look, I'm already feeling like, I don't have to be friend. I just want to find something to do. This is cool though. We don't need a super special group. We don't need a penthouse apartment conference center. Look, it's the little things. It's community that matters. And then if you're from another country, I want to talk to you. I don't give a shit. Your English is probably better than mine. Compared to where we started. I started speaking it, so mine's going to be pretty good. But I'm saying like per capita or relatively, or you know what I'm saying. I don't speak your language, so I'm impressed. I mean that. And especially if you're in Europe, trade the US stock market. It's where all the liquidity is. And you have a great time zone, so you don't have to wake up early. You can trade at 4 a.m. For us, is like 10 a.m. for you. A lot of opportunity there. And look, it's just funny stuff. It's what you see. This is some influencer with a $35,000 stove. We all want what we don't have, so maybe I have something you don't have. Probably not actually, but there might be perception I do. So look, no matter what you've got, what you think you got, what you don't have, there's an opportunity to jump on a free flashing 15-minute clarity call. Go to samputnam.org. And look, which bagel is best? There's a bunch of stock strategies. I've talked about some of them, like shorting, longing, and I've talked about 10 different millionaires, 8 of which I paid them money. Otherwise, ingratiated myself to them by helping them, hopefully, and then being in a group with them for some period of time, and still connecting to this day. Your favorite bagel might not be my favorite bagel. So what's your favorite bagel on the list? I bet it's different than mine. Maybe not, actually. Mine's everything, but you might not like that one. The TLDR is you should never lose more than your average win on a setup. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. The thing about this kind of stuff is this is one of the millionaires that I mentioned earlier. And this is why I hesitate to point people. I already pointed you to all of them. You can go take your time and go do it, but it's not that helpful. This comment is not that helpful because it's not like a numbers game like this. It's not. Unless you are literally doing quant trading, which means you know how to program, which means you're definitely not listening to me because you're busy as heck because you have to run test cases and stuff. That's not how it works. Here's the billionaire talking on Twitter who runs the trading firm. And it's just funny. Does regression count? I think it still counts. And I think that's what a lot of Renaissance did. XTX, how much do they make? So this is the guy I met on Twitter. I just saw this comment and I was like, started talking to him, and hopefully I'll talk to him again. He's working on some sort of app thing now, which I think is dumb, but I told him that. But I think everyone who works on an app is dumb, and some of them make millions. Like there's this teenagers making millions with like the ChatGPT apps right now. This is what he's trading. That's space and that's his comp. And yeah, he's doing like linear regression. So, I mean, I definitely fucked up. I went into the wrong field, but there is time yet. There is time yet. And also, I didn't really want to do trading stuff. I wanted to do more of the professor stuff at the time. But you know, Brian Johnson, the like guy with the $2 million a year spending on his health, he just says it's great. It's just stuff. So like, there's a lot of legal stuff that you can talk amongst friends that you can't really talk about like on a YouTube, like well, on a video, because it's not the forum for it. And you can't really talk in person either because then you're like at a coffee shop and it's weird. It's just, we live in a weird time. I thought this was funny. And maybe your account balance goes from 800 to 1.3. Maybe you become a millionaire. Just roll over your 401k into the market. Here's me losing $1,000 in like an hour. Here is some sort of depiction that I think is actually pretty accurate, apt, of like where you're at. Because if you're Omega Advanced and you're like doing different amounts of risk per investment and blah, 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 blah. I actually hate all this gobbledygook. I think it's super gamery, nerdy in the worst way. Like nerdy is good in this day and age, but like this kind of over articulation is sort of disgusting to me. Like I love the guy and I've talked to him a bunch, but like if you're a good discretionary trader, you follow your gut and your gut is based on like trying a lot and listening to a lot of different people, then you're going to be risk warping, you know, AKA using more when you think there's a good trade investment and using less when you don't. This is a little riff on like people who are talking about insider trading. Like insider trading is not the way to make a bunch of money. That's not how all these people that I've been talking about. Like I know people in real estate and stuff just like to say like, oh, you know, people who make money in stocks or do good or just have inside information. It's like, I'm not saying that people in stocks are smarter. I'm just saying that they actually did take the time to learn some stuff and figure some stuff out. And it might be super simple actually. And you could even teach it to a real estate person if they listen. They're too busy touching stuff with their hands, like buildings and stuff. Yeah, this guy is talking about this guy, 9-figure trader at his broker who used no position sizing. He just goes off gut or uses some percent of how much he's got in there, which is fine. That's cool. You got $10 million and you try to like, hey, if I'm down, I'm $100,000, I'm just going to get out of here with this trade or investment. That's fine. And yeah, just some investment stuff, business planning stuff and maybe your days look like that. So it's confusing and it's like a roller coaster, but that's how it is. Here's the guy I met that I was talking to and we were talking about stuff and, like the grass is always greener. Like I want to go work at his place and make $1 million a year. He wants to do his own thing and make, you know, $500K, $1 million or $2 million a year trading, and I'm playing connections. And look, here's my pitch to you for this strategy call. You probably, you know this guy.
It was given to me by the parents of one of the hostages.
It is what it is, but like
yourself.
I didn't say it. He did it.
But go fuck yourself. Is that clear? I hope it is.
And that's just like...
Hey, Bob, if you're in the audience.
This strategy session is completely free. Completely free. It's only 15 minutes of your time. And I'm not telling you to go like this. I'm actually not. I'm just saying, this is kind of the message. This is his message to advertisers, right? I'm sure you've seen this before. And like, I will try to... The problem with groups that are good, the good groups that I've been in, good group, is that... people ask for stuff. They're like, can we talk about this? Can we have a group for this? Can we try to like rank people this way? Can we try to, and the guy who's organizing it is like, I'd love to do that, but I don't have the time. And the reason he doesn't have the time is because he's making a bunch of money with his other businesses. And he's not making any money with this group thing. So if I could make this group thing my thing where I make a little bit of money, and I'm broke enough right now that this would actually be maybe incentivizing enough to do this to make some money. Probably not, because I'll just try to probably make more money in stocks and then get sick of this thing. But it might work. It might work. And I'm just saying, don't worry about this group, which you could be a part of. Think about this. 15 minutes of your time, free strategy call. Go to samputnam.org. talk about stocks, talk about how you can put more money in your wallet and sleep better at night. So, these are my top podcasts. That first one is with this Indian guy who is worked with a billionaire guy, and then some billionaire guys, and then Family Office podcast is, I mentioned the Indian guy because he's the guy on the right, and he's actually like more interesting in terms of like being sort of brutally intellectual, I'll put it that way. And then Family Offices, everyone loves thinking that they can just sit in an office with their family and have their money just make money. No, Family Office is just when you do your own investing and you have enough where you makes financial sense to pay people to who work only for you. Taylor Swift, Spotify, number 2. And then, these songs, maybe you've heard this number 4 song is so depressing. And then, look, this is what people like to distill stocks to. It's like, hey, you take 30% of your position, you use this risk management, your saliva will eat away at the risk reward using the RSI, MACD, dollop indicator, and then you buy the breakout and short the breakdown, and then you look for the level 2 tape, and then you buy when the bidders are bidding it up, and then you look at the locate borrow fee cost, and then you factor that in based on the time of day and the time of week, and then whether the market has been going up or down, and what the Dow Jones is doing to the price of oil compared to natural gas, compared to the bund, compared to this and that. It's like, bro, I'm pretty sure that's not it. And I've listened to a lot of people who've made a lot of money. And look, this is me being super conservative, being like, if I lose 2% of my money, and only had 25K, or just shut me off, baby. And then this guy who's the millionaire was like, interesting. So you're gonna have to be extremely selective and miss a lot of strat. He's like, basically that's not gonna work. But look, you only live once, so try to spend as much time on your computer as possible. When you die, you want to have access to it. This is how they get on though. All right, I'm being serious now, serious. Infinite food glitch. Oh man. All right, no, but seriously, this is some ways to get vegetables. That's actually helpful. I eat a lot of vegetables, that's relevant to me. So whether you're in any of these states, look at Colorado, man. Oh, that's actually not Colorado. It's Wyoming. For some reason, Wyoming's super lit up. If you know these states or you're in them, see, I'm up here. But I've been to other places like down here. Give me a call, strategy session. Or if you're in Europe, or if you're in Canada, or God knows where. I mean, there's other places I've heard. I'm an American, so I don't really pay attention, but there are other places. Here's me giving some thumbs up to some equations, Fourier equations or whatever, on the Fourier when I was doing some skiing lessons, learning how to help people skiing. I didn't really make that, but. And then here's me with my roommate saying, I don't know how this got clogged, doesn't matter, don't use it or try to fix it, guys. Like, this is what true leadership looks like. It's like, hey man, I didn't clog it. I didn't even say that. I'm just saying it now. Maybe they'll watch this and figure it out. I didn't clog it, but I tried to fix it. So look, be the change, right? Gandhi said that. And then this guy, he knows a lot about biotech. Go give him a follow. What we need is an army of activists. And then here's some big biotech players. I met a guy actually who at a horse event that I was doing consulting for Foresight. And then Orbimed, I met a guy at the private equity place. So I met these people, but I didn't really meet them because I don't work with them. So I don't know what I did. I said hello, and they said, oh, here's some young-looking guy who has nothing to offer me. And look, there is a place for short sellers. This guy is really good. Stomping Llama on Twitter, X. He really goes into depth detail. So, and he's just like painfully true. But this is what this group could be. This could be the good stuff, the real stuff. The stuff you want to eat day after day. Okay, this is not some millionaire course. Okay, and this is the stock straight from his bio. He is a little bit non-humble. But he's also like too real. So like the humility is realistic. And if you made it this far, smile. It literally makes you happier just smiling. It's true, proven by research. Here's this guy he was my top song. You heard that song? It's a good song, right? I played soccer with him. Family kind of knows his family. He's good at soccer. He's creative, as you might imagine from his hits. All right, and then look, talking about people who are deca millionaires, and then I lost a couple $1,000s in 7 minutes because I was focusing on other people instead of my own trading. Figures, and then talking about 9-figure traders and how there's always, more people. And I'm talking about places, traders for a cause. I'll tell you all the places where I think people who make a lot of money are. It's just that you can't necessarily go there, right? Because they might not be there at the same time. So $50 million net worth, all of this guy's broker I was talking to. I've already mentioned this guy. I'm just being, cautious with chats. Dux is another millionaire who I've been in this group with, and I didn't make money there, but he keeps making money. Well, kind of. He's been going sideways the past year, but yeah. So look, I think I'm giving you the sauce here. It's just there's not that much sauce to give. And I'd love to just hold your hand, but you might not want me to. And also, I don't have all the answers. So you can go 9 figures in small caps, but only when there's like a bubble. Otherwise, you have to actually learn how to do like swing trading and like, multi-week holds, like Tesla through the election or Palantir. You have to catch some of these, or a big short on like Kava or some of these, I almost said Canva, Carvana, like the big stocks that just go down and down for months. This is some of my banking history, just little transfers and stuff, paying for stupid subscriptions for like trade tracking, which I don't even use. I just use the auto tracker. Here's me. I didn't mean to put this in this presentation. Yeah. One who does nothing but wait for a ship has already missed the boat. And that is really your message for the day. Is go to 15-minute clarity call at samputnam.org. Go to samputnam.org. There's a free 15-minute clarity call waiting for you when you click any of those times available, which are times that I put in from my Google Calendar, which is like almost all the times pretty much available. Although I might cut a bunch of them out, but because I don't want to be available. And then we can talk for 15 minutes. And look, if you do nothing but wait for your ship to come, you've already missed the boat. I think about that all the time. I've missed so many boats. I'm going to be missing more, but I'm not going to miss all of them. And you don't have to either. So jump on the call. We can talk stocks, and we can get that going. So look, I don't really even know what it is, but look, this is just funny. I didn't mean to screenshot this particular one because this was like a private DM, but it's so anonymized, and so I know the guy so well it doesn't matter. The mice are getting their Alzheimer's cured. Our job is to make money in the stock market anyway. You can't sleep. It's true. It's like you'll all see all these biotechs, and it's like everyone has the cure for cancer. And it's like obviously we all want cancer to be cured, but they can't all have the cure, and we can't buy all of them, and so we have to short some of them. Sorry, but it's actually hopeful for the ones that do have the cure. And this is true. This guy too. He was like a 12th millionaire I've mentioned, or Decamillionaire I mentioned, and you can look him up. He actually did take that money, but he also did some of it with like, during a bubble, and he did it with like some of it with like OTCs, which I don't know how replicable it is for you. So like I tried to listen to him, but it didn't really help. Although he's like very spidey senses, like he definitely knows what to do at the right time. It's just I don't know if he can teach it. And then slightly imperfect style. That is the truth. Life is messy. Stocks are messy. Here's a video of me on a horse. I don't know how that got in here. And this is a super basic one, like which day of the week is the best, and I was making most money on Wednesdays. I don't know why. At the end of the day, how helpful is this really for you? Really, how helpful is it really for you? So Shiba Inu, I saw that license plate, that's crypto. And look, you need people who are making money. And look, I might be pessimistic, I might be unprofitable, but I'm probably not a fake ass trader, because I did show you that I lost some money. And I do want to be Instagram famous, but not actually, because I don't think that will translate into anything. Like I guess you could get a more attractive woman, but actually in reality I've not seen that happen. But I actually don't know a lot of people Instagram famous, and I haven't talked to them specifically about that, so it's possible, but it might not be worth the effort, even if you can pull it off, because you might just be able to get one anyway without prostrate yourself to everyone. I'm going on a tangent here. Point is, I don't see how it relates to your trading, that's for sure. Which is what we're talking about here, stocks. Especially if you're like you already have kids, you care less about what I'm talking about. You're here to make money, which I don't know how to do, but I'm trying to tell you. And then look, Chris Camilo, this guy's, again, he's just like a quote machine. He's not conventionally intelligent. I think he, was like selling shit in high school and stuff, so he probably wasn't like your valedictorian. But did make up some rules and left a little nice Google review. This is what it's like. I mean, you think dressage, you think this is trading. It's like learning to play the piano. Easy enough. It's like then the piano's like circular. Actually, I know this guy. Played for Lady Gaga. So look, it's crazy. This is me buying a bunch of memberships. I actually Discord charged me multiple times. It's really all supposed to be one, but I did do it for multiple months. So I actually did spend about how much money on him. Didn't make any money, but did learn a lot. Whatever the hell that means. Didn't learn a lot. I just listened, read a bunch of stuff. It wasn't helpful. It was helpful. I'm just not. You know how it is. So I'm going to save money. As for you, maybe this is you. Our clients are not looking for us to make them rich, but to keep them rich. This is someone talking about Guggenheim and their clients. We are unhappy with the service we were getting from our advisors, so they started Guggenheim. It's basically like some entrepreneur went to the Guggenheim family and then partnered with one of them and then started Guggenheim. Partnered was the investment bank, and then they do a bunch of management stuff as well. But the point is, if you're unhappy with the service you're getting from your advisor, that's why you're looking for stuff like this. And I don't blame you. I mean, I don't even have an advisor and I'm unhappy with them. But then they own this animal park with these tigers, which I want to go to. And I have a friend that worked there and I know some people who know them. I'm saying all that because I want to show you this check deposit. So maybe this is your position, which is why I'm showing you this. Is that this is me putting money in from the ice cream shop and from the restaurant. I got some cash and then I had some checks from them. And like this was this is some money. This is some money. So if this is you and like you're not ready to invest, 10, 15 grand in my life transformational coaching program, there's no coaching program. I think it would be cool to have like a community where I'm not the guru or the center of attention, but rather, you guys are helping each other and I'm helping you and we're helping each other. Anyway, you need to make some money. Go make some money. I did it. I went and worked at a restaurant when I was 30 years old. Yeah, that's cool. This guy is. He's 30% per year. Pretty incredible for like a while. But again, it's like, how helpful is this guy? This guy keeps profiling these people. And I get that it's cool that we want to do it, but unless this guy is actually going to help us, I don't know what I'm going to learn from it. Is what it is. This is the Swedish guy's returns, just to give you a little taste of what I get excited about, right? I mean, he went from 18 million to 80 million in like 18 months or less, right? However long that is. So it was a bubble, but there'll be other bubbles, probably, maybe in 5 years. I don't know. Maybe we're in one right now. Yeah, this is what the $12 million guy does. He actually does takes money out of his account when he has a big win, so it like feels like a loss. So it actually, there's some psych this. And then mindfulness, and then maybe you want to be trying to get more excited about more things. That's what I've been working on. I think I'm an addict. I've been drinking a lot of hot chocolate and I can't seem to stop. No, but like trading is an addiction, and so being happy about more stuff is good, I guess. But I don't know if anyone who actually is happy. They're happy. They just they don't show it. There are a lot of people with $50 million or more, and they probably don't know what to do with it, right? That's why there's private wealth advisors and stuff. That's why they get fired and hired in family offices and blah, blah, blah. And if you're one of those people or one of those people and you're watching this, you're probably not in the right place, but also there is no right place for you. So welcome. Welcome with all of us. We're just getting by here, trying to figure out how to make some money, like all of us. I don't know why that said I made 10 grand all the time. I guess I did make 10 grand actually, and then I lost it. That's probably what happened. Yeah, that's actually exactly what happened. Whoops, that guy doesn't live anymore. So I wouldn't worry about that. This is actually my grandparents, great-great-great-grandparents were making like spinning wheels and stuff. Me riding a horse. My trot is not great, but I was impressed enough. Look how close he is. All right, and look, maybe you are a woman watching this, like, never underestimate the power of a small group. That's the horse. A small group of people working towards a common goal. That could be our group. It's not really my intent to have this be a way to collaborate with people only of a specific gender, men or women, or whatever gender you are. But this was a special moment because then I could transfer a bunch of money into an over PDT account, which is $25,000. I don't know where I was going with that. The point is, don't let your masculinity or femininity define you. Look at this. It's toxic for everyone. In fact, women are better at being risk averse, obviously, and risk management, and that has translated in studies into being better at managing risk in trading and investing. It doesn't mean that they're like going to be the people who have made the most ever, but it means like on aggregate, they probably make more like on a median or average basis because they don't do stupid shit. And then this is a nice parse recipe. Don't worry about that. Look at how much guacamole I have. That's ridiculous. Here's a little, maybe this is sort of like the background of someone that is interested in this program, which does not exist yet. But anyway, Hong Kong sounds nice. And this is another place. I actually had a good time here. Go check those guys out. And then the B is to be and doobie-doobie-doo. That's sort of relevant. Here, where you may be trying to go. One person, LLC, global macro, strategic fund, direct close-ended. That means you get to keep the money. They don't get to take it out. And then joining this investing thing so that you can prove your. This is a good thing to remember. Your sad exercise. I like that one. This is just some. Whoops. Gonna have to skip that one somehow. And then this is me doing some trading. A little bit about me making $1,000. And then I was looking longingly at this brick because it was a couple, and someday I'll find a wife, get married. I'm not looking for a wife. I mean, I am looking for a wife, but I'm not looking. They started Lone Pine Capital at Dartmouth, so that's like a big hedge fund thing. This is actually how to clean a bathroom. I took a picture of this. This is very helpful. I certainly don't know. All right, and this is how things actually happen. Is they go whoop, they don't go like that. There's some bloody money. This is what it feels like when you're day trading. This is actually, I bet on that, those dollars. This thing is crazy where the horses go around and it like forces them to go around. This is crazy. Torture device. It's actually not torture because it's actually being helpful for them. So it's so cool. And horses who don't do that, yoga class association, horses who don't do that actually are being more tortured. So this is the kind of moronic takes that you have to listen to about stocks, Tesla, Louis Vuitton, ESG, if you're just listening to the big dogs. So it's not helpful, unfortunately. So it is what it is. The different diets. I won't tell you my diet. I don't want to get made fun of. So look, if you're not the sucker, then you are the sucker, right? Honestly, when you're doing big stocks, you're not worried about that. Like billion plus market cap. This woman was a poker person though, Jenny Just. This is kind of a fun little life entry. A little $100 donation, feel good. Makes me feel good when I give money. And then I'm like, that was probably kind of stupid to give away like percent of my net worth. But you know, it's dumb to be stupid. Stupid is dumb. Save the donkeys. All right, that's not a percent of my net worth, but kind of was at that time. And my mom telling me, I don't know how to clean the bathroom. Now, let's skip ahead. This is a good for a group. Everyone has their own viewpoint. I just say this. If you want a free 15-minute clarity call, go to samputnam.org. We can talk about stocks. I'll be super measured, calm, and collected, and speak as if we are having some type of formal interview. This way you can be assured that I know what I'm talking about, and I can guide you in the direction of financial freedom. But really, we can just chop it up, and I don't know what to talk about, but you probably have something to talk about. That's why you're still watching this video. So let's talk. Let's meet over the phone. All right, so you want to lose $1 million in a minute? This is how you do it. Actually, it's more like a half hour. This is like several $1 million though in a few minutes. It's not funny. I was watching it happen. I did not lose $1 million, but I didn't have $1 million. So you want to be able to lose $1 million. I was actually crossing making money while that happened. So that's a weird. These are the guys with the 80% over 10 years, the guy in the middle. But these other guys, maybe you're not crazy. Maybe you didn't buy options when you were 16. Maybe you're more like this guy and you have like 30 million tucked away and you're an engineer and you're just trying to buy dividend stocks. Or maybe you're more like this guy and you worked at like a big tech Mag 7 company and now you're investing like $10 million and you're trying to do it safely and you're a Tesla fanboy and you've made like 200% on your Tesla already and you actually care about fundamentals companies. There's someone for you. Maybe you like cycling. I saw this, took a picture. And maybe you are more of a like biotech, deal M&A guy and you're like doing M&A arbitrage, but you want to do it by yourself. I don't know how to do that because I don't like valuing companies. And I mean, I will jump into the 10K fundamentals or whatever, but whatever. If this is you, if you read Venture Capital, Boston Venture Capital, if you read stuff, KKR, George Roberts, if you are in these people, you're one of these people, maybe you want to look at stocks, maybe you want to do some meditation, maybe M&A stuff is for you. I'm just saying, I personally don't look at like DCF valuations or anything like that because I think it's bullshit. And if anyone knows how to do it, it's going to be the finance companies themselves. So why would I try to do that as an individual person sitting in their mom's basement? Actually, their mom's guest room. This guy just made $5 billion and his mom is saying, what happens to your job? That's a very good. So look, everyone's got a mom. That's why I talk about my parents because I know you have parents too. And then look, or you don't, and they're dead, but you have kids. You've never had kids. I don't know what to tell you. Go volunteer or something. Get a dog. You can lose $1 million and it's actually healthy. Like, look, this guy lost $1 million and then he made $4 million. I don't remember where I got this, but you can see many such charts from verified traders at the locations that I've already mentioned. I've already mentioned 4 decamillionaires, probably at least 3 decamillionaires, and then many multimillionaires. And there's been people that have made more than that. 9-figure trader would be, what's that, Centimillionaire I mentioned as well. You can look at all their trades on YouTube. Just search Kristen Kulamagi on YouTube. You can see like 5 years of streams, like 600 hours or something. I just made up that number, but isn't this cool art? This guy's good too. Here's another multimillionaire. So it's like 13 multimillionaires. He uses leverage. So like you can't just have cut and dry like you should tell a beginner, don't use leverage. It's like, well, this guy does and he's a millionaire. It's like, well, yeah, but some pictures of horses I probably shouldn't have taken, whatever. I like the horse. Look at this horse. And look at this snow. And the horse is in the snow. There's so much going on here. And then I took a picture of this. So I thought it was cool. And then this is really, this could be us. This could be us talking stocks.
Spent the day with my 2 rich gay friends, Chris and Aaron, to go to Blue Hill Stone Barns. This is their $50 million New York City apartment. They're so rich they called an Escalade. This is the bar at Blue Hill Stone Barns. That's Ben. He's so straight. He's not really part of this narrative, but he makes the grills here and sells a gazillion of them a year and is super fucking rich too. Okay, here's the meal. They start off with a bunch of vegetables because they have a ginormous farm there. You have to forage for your own food. Finally, some meat. You have to cut your own Brussels sprouts. There's vegetable that looks like sushi. Bizarre. That's Ben's grill. They made us 2 ginormous grass-fed steaks. It's super fucking raw. My rich gay friend Chris loves to eat raw meat. There's the chef. There's a pig head. Dessert. The food is never ending. They send you home with some bread.
This community, this penthouse, go to samputnam.org.
Spent the day with my 2 rich gay friends, Chris and Aaron, to go to Blue Hill Stone Barns. This is their $50 million New York City penthouse apartment. They're so rich they called an Escalade. This is the bar at Blue Hill Stone Barns. That's Ben. He's so...
I can say that I've certainly know people who, and met people who are acquaintances with people, have seen people, have seen people in magazines too. You get the picture. This could be us. We could be eating caviar and talking stocks. All right, so look, we could talk about this stuff, you know, like taxes, accounting, business structures, all that stuff. But like, do we really need to? We talk about that in the group. This guy's another millionaire who's talking about this, multi-millionaire, I think. Who's verified? And when I say verified, I'm not like saying like they said that they made it or like their friends said they made it. I mean, like they hooked up their broker to software that's actually really good, and it actually shows every single one of their investments and every single performance of that investment. So it's literally like their brokerage statement hooked up to the software. And I'm just spelling that out because that's kind of a new technology that exists that people probably don't know exists, and that's what verification means. So it's not an audit, but audits cost like 15 grand or whatever, 20 grand, but like this works and it's real. Here's another little story, like this is where we're trying to get to, endless BP. And it's not really endless BP, but when you're trading like stocks under 100 million market cap, it feels like endless BP once you have more than like $10 million or $15 million, $15 million. My voice is getting a little weird, but like, and he has like 8 brokers, which is why, or maybe more than that, but whatever, make the math work, whatever it is. That's the goal. Listen to this, you're Vitalik.
I have a $36,000 monkey, and that's my pass to get into some. I have a $36,000 monkey, and that's my pass to get into some kind of elite New York City nightclub. It's like if I were to go to a New York City nightclub, I'd almost want to. Let's see, what would I want out of a New York City nightclub? One is that I would want it to open at 4 a.m. instead of closing at 4 a.m. because I think people who have the discipline to wake up in the morning are possibly more interesting. I would want to possibly exclude people who have one key that costs more than $30,000. Pretty much the exact opposite of what the New York City monkey scene is.
It's easy to hate on NFTs now.
So you're just not going to get a great culture when you have people that just don't have problems for themselves personally that are that cryptocurrency can solve, other than getting rich off of other people's problems, right?
Maybe you're a medical person.
I have a 36,
like a doctor or whatever. Like, you're gonna have to figure out stocks because you're gonna get bored as shit otherwise, right? And then look, Bitcoin lost a bunch of money. 2022, that was the year I actually made money shorted because the market went down a ton. It kind of makes sense that was the year, so it worked out so well. This is what shorting is, all right? This is what it is. If you made it this far,
they go down and you make money.
The way it was explained is it's the opposite of what you normally do, which is
you buy stocks.
This is a good way to explain it.
The way it was explained to me is it's the opposite of what you normally do, which is you buy low and sell high. This time you do high, and I think you sell low or something. But the bottom line is you're hoping that the stock does poorly. So you buy it at this price, you sell it at a lower price. Shorting.
Excuse me, sir.
What do you want, Alex?
My father's a stockbroker.
So you want some tips from Mr. D?
Yeah.
If you're shorting, you don't buy the stocks, you borrow them.
Yeah, well, I don't borrow anything.
That's what shorting is, sir. If you own the stocks and the price goes down, you're just losing money.
That's what I said, right? That's what I did, right? When I said it to you.
I'm not 100% clear what's being said right now.
I think I screwed this up. I think he's right. I didn't borrow anything. They took my money out. How do I stop?
Press escape.
Yeah, but I don't know the password. The guy set it up for me. The bank. I don't even.
So there you have it. This is that millionaire talking about making a bunch of money again.
The way it was explained to me is opposite of.
This is a good broker. Centerpoint, that's the one I have. And then look, here's this guy who did 90,000 per piece when he lost some money. He's another good multimillionaire to listen to. And then look, there's this guy, Zach Morris, who these all guys did like a trial or whatever, because they, you can look at the case. But basically, what you want to be able to do is to actually trade and invest on the big companies. And I know it's confusing because they move with the market, but that's what we're trying to do here. We're trying to pick the ones that are going to be strongest right when the market is about to lift off, and then pile into those so they go up even more than the market. We're trying to be in the ones that look the crappiest when the market's about to go down, and then we just pile into those. And I'm not saying we have to know which one is which, and it's not even a we thing, because it doesn't matter, because you and I and us, even if we have like $100 million combined, we can't move most of these stocks that we're talking about. What these guys did, well, they actually didn't do anything because they were cleared. But I don't know, I guess it's, you can look into their stuff. I don't really care. I just like this guy. They're gonna collect $200 from you every time you pass go. Nice little family office game board thing. And I like that podcast, Richard C. Wilson. You've probably heard of the Joe Rogan Experience. I guess that I listened to that one some. John Paulson, he actually made $1 billion. A lot of people are with stocks. It's like a one person. What is she, my sister-in-law? Cousin-in-law? I don't know. I had to go get cat food. All right, so this is another shorting guy who's really super good to listen to. Carson Block, Muddy Waters. You can go to Zeros TV. You can learn a bunch there. And then this is a acquaintance, friend, person, local person. Like, it'd be great if you were actually like the billionaire guy who I talked to, or exchanged words, talked about, who I had seen and talked with really, but not really talked with. And you own the company that becomes worth $1 billion because you sell it, and or this guy invested in it, so he likes it. There's other ways to do this make money thing, but I don't know how you do them or how I do them necessarily in the next couple of years at least. All right. And then this is me trying to pretend like I know what I'm talking about with like private debt stuff. So maybe this is going to be some points in your book if you would work for some financial firm. This is SBF just going rogue right before the dumb woke shibboleth. This is like the text message thing. Oh boy, and then this is this thing. Yeah. If you live in Europe, it's easier for you. It's lonely as heck, but everyone in the US is lonely too. You get to wake up at 10 a.m. and trade at 4 a.m. It's awesome. And this guy actually, this Decamillion actually like traded the market successfully for a little bit. So you can't actually pick a market direction at every time, but certain times you might be able to. That's why it's confusing. Like the market wizard guy, Chris Camilo, who turned 20,000 to 60 million. Like, yeah, he was saying that there's unlimited liquidity, so anyone who actually knew what the market would do at all times, or at most times, would make infinite money. But obviously, you know, there's only sometimes you have slight edge. So you kind of can trade it, but you can't. I don't know. Anyone who's only focused on macro, which is like just the QQQ, the Dow Jones, the SPY. I mean, I get that's what everyone wants to know because everyone's like, you know, picks up their phone. It's like, oh, I just lost 10% of my retirement. No, the market just went down. The market's gonna come back. But then again, maybe not. So I get why we all care about it so much, but also it's very hard to predict what the whole market as a whole is gonna do. Not allowed to discuss something we've each worked out for 20 minutes. That's a good rule. I've been on Twitter for stocks for 2 years and I still don't know who to trust. That's what this is all about. If you want, let's say you have a full-time job, and that's like almost everyone. When I say almost everyone, I'm not even excluding like, let's say you have $200 million net worth or something liquid, because you still have a full-time job because now you have to give the money away, or now you have to like find out something for your kids to do, or find out something for your grandkids to do, or like find out something for your spouse to do, or something for you to do. It's like people don't care how much money you have, unfortunately. They care what you're up to. Like they ask you, like, what do they ask you when they see you? They're like, what are you up to? They're not like, what have you done or what are you going to do? They're like, what are you up to? Because everyone's up to something. So if you want to take 15 minutes, get a free 15-minute clarity call at samputnam.org. Free 15-minute clarity call. samputnam.org. We can talk about stock. We talk about your situation. It's not about my situation. My situation is not interesting to you. I don't think it's interesting. I mean, I have a poster behind my head with my last name on it. Like, this is literally a poster. And it looks like I just almost broke it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pick that tack up. The point is, this is about you. There we go, no big deal. I have met a lot of people with a lot of money, and a lot of them, you wouldn't really know it talking to them. Or if you can kind of tell, or you already did know, it's like, they still got questions and they're still up to other stuff. So everyone needs something. All right. And this is what I'm talking about. Like, I'm pretty good at some stuff, but the baker wasn't there today. So at the day I was working at this restaurant, so I had to put I was like, yeah, I can write it on with the, you know, whatever you call it, the icing. I did a terrible job. I mean, it kind of worked, but here's another screenshot of my bank account a while ago. Actually, this is pretty much what my bank account looks like now too. Investment account, that's what we're focused on. That's where my 26 grand is. And then look, you have these entrepreneurs and they're all different. The problem is that you don't know if they became successful because of their trades or in spite of them. That's the trouble. I took out every single book on a billionaire I could get at the Dartmouth Library, the Tuck, the business library, and the Baker Berry, the main library. So I had all the billionaires, the books the billionaires had written out at once. Maybe that was kind of greedy. But I returned them. And let me tell you what I learned. I don't know shit. I don't know what to do still after all that. It's like, yeah, maybe I learned some stuff, but I don't know yet. And look, the problem is, who do you listen to? Like, 7-figure trader? Yeah, he was making a bunch of money, buying a bunch of shit in 2020 when everything was going up and we were all in quarantine and everyone was on Robinhood throwing their stimulus checks into GameStop. It's like, so now I'm going to listen to this guy for the rest of his life? Should he come out with a coaching program? I don't think so. So that's the problem. Isn't this cool? A little minimalist. And the other problem is you talk to some people and they're like, you start asking questions, they're like, nothing makes sense, dude. It doesn't make sense. I trade with multiple accounts. It's like, okay, well, connect the damn accounts or just show me the best account. It's like, so wherever you're at, if you're at $1 million, 2 million, 5 million, 10, 30, 100 million, a billion, whatever you're at, something's missing. If you're looking for that something, go to samputnam.org and sign up for a free 15-minute strategy call. It'll be the best 15 minutes you spent. I can guarantee you all week. I don't know if I can guarantee you for the month or ever, because that's, 15 minutes. You can get a lot done at 15 minutes. We can talk. Mostly you can talk. I can answer your questions if you have any. You think I have an answer to them. Otherwise, this will be me working at McDonald's day trading. And the problem is people who contact you, it's like none of them have done anything. It's like, and so what do? It's like you tell them to go do stuff and they're like, I just want the answers. It's like there aren't answers, dude. The answers come from you doing stuff and then you having questions. This is cool. This is Rishi Sunak not knowing how to pay for something. He's just funny because he's like, he was on 20VC with Harry Sevings and Chris Sacca, right? Well, not with them, but this is the major influencer. I don't know about that. And here is an example of someone who's talking about family isn't female, family is family. So maybe you're the female and you're the man, right? You wear the pants, you do the stocks, you have the money, and you're on this call, or whatever the heck this is. Give me 15 minutes of your time. I will help you become the man even more. Because Lord knows I'm not the man. Maybe you are. Maybe you are the next John Paulson billionaire short seller. Maybe you are the next Indra Nooyi. I pronounced her name wrong. Maybe you're the next Sanna Marin, the next Finnish prime minister. Couldn't hurt to know a little bit about stocks, right? Maybe you are interested in Delusion Tracker. This is a good program. I would recommend this one for looking about information. And then my mom went to this thing with Janet Yellen as a former Treasury Secretary or something. And so I was asking my friends if they had any questions for her. And then they were giving me questions. And then this guy, lawyer, makes $12.50 an hour. And then he's paying $500,000. So look, we're just in our bedrooms, or we're just in our family office, whatever you are at, where you're an individual watching YouTube, you're retired, you're sitting in your cabin on Lake Winnipesaukee in Zurich, Switzerland, the botanical gardens, wherever you are, whatever you're up to, just jump on a free 15-minute strategy call. We can talk stocks. I can point you in the direction of every millionaire that I've ever come across. And when I say millionaire, it's like, yeah, we all know millionaires. I'm not talking about like they are a millionaire so they know what we're talking about. I'm talking about they made millions of dollars from tens of thousands of dollars or from hundreds of thousands of dollars or 50 grand in the stock market. And you might be like, well, that's not interesting to me because I already have $10 to $20 million and I actually need to be talking about people who turned $5 million into $10 million or who turned $20 million into $30 million or just kept it the same. Or I can tell you people who are at $10 million who went to 15. They started from 50. I don't know people who started with 10 and then went to 20. I mean, I know them, but I don't know their stories because they're not on the internet. They don't care to share their stories. They don't care about stocks because they can just throw it in an index fund or whatever. They don't have any special. If you're asking how to do something like follow the market, then just follow the market. And you don't care about individual stocks. You don't even care about what the market's going to do. So yeah, this isn't like a hedge. This isn't like the GDP of Dubai, the sovereign wealth fund discussion on which instruments to hedge with in the case of like a drop in the price of oil, so that your portfolio only dips by like 0.1%. This isn't that. This is not a $1 billion, $10 billion portfolio discussion. This is for you who wants to get a little bit of an edge and just beat the market. And if you have $50 million, $80 million, maybe you want to beat the market by 1%. That's what this can help you with. This guy, oh, here's a 14th millionaire. Go look him up. He's extremely good, actually. The bear market starts before the market caps. That's a good point. There's me working at a restaurant. There's this one telling me not to basically talk on the internet, but this guy ended up paying him and he talks on the internet. So I get what you're saying. It's just that I'm trying to trade liquid stocks. So I don't know what he's talking about. Things get kind of, they're not shady per se. It's just like a startup goes and lists on an exchange. It's a startup, so no one wants to buy it. Like, well, what are people gonna do? They're gonna trade it. So now it's a liquid. People are trading it and there's not a lot of money in it. So there's trading against each other. And now it's like, there's more volatility, so it's more exciting to be traded in. It's just because, like, do you want to bet that you want to say no startups can list? Because then it's like too volatile and there's too much competition and it's not totally natural price action. Just like, no, they have to exist, so it gets complicated, right? It's nuanced. These are some brokers. Go look all these brokers up. My friend, trading guy, he doesn't care. You can look these up. You know what these are. The brokers are not going to make you have $3 million like he had at this point in his brokers. Even you can tally it up, whatever it was. He was trying to tally like how good he did. This is before like the tracking. And I was like, well, what did you have before and what do you have now? And then you just see in each broker how good you did. So we went from 3 million to 3.89 million or whatever. The little Patagonia thing, we think that ever goes to charities, the earnings from the fund money. We're trying to dig at Patagonia. It's like no goat is holier that thou not be slaughtered. That totally doesn't make any sense. But you get what I'm saying. They give all their profits to charity, so I get it. I mean, it's aspirational and certainly have something I'm trying to model after. Been interested in. Tithing is interesting. How you actually do it is sort of interesting. And some people don't talk about it or do more than they don't talk about it or do more than they talk about it. They go through a fund or they put everything in a foundation for taxes and then also so it's charitable and so blah, blah, blah. This is this $100 million Swedish guy liking my tweet that I was stoked about because I said don't trade options. And he was like, yeah, 3 of 30 people who have verified profits don't trade options. And it's like, maybe you should. The guy who turned 20K into 60 million, he does trade options. So there are times. And another millionaire I showed you trade options, the guy with the mango on his head, who's also, so he's maybe one of the 3, but people do it, but they don't exclusively do it. So that's maybe a vote of confidence to not do it. I was giving some little ad hoc legal advice, not legal advice here. And then this is that trading service. And here's a trading account. This is to give you an idea of what you can do. You should be able to expect to buy and sell millions of shares at a time if you want to make $1 million in a trade, right? It's totally possible. I've seen people do it. Row, ski, that's a good little message. Rowing is good. You go to the head of the Charles or the Henley, whatever. There's some clubs that I came up with. 420, that's a nice little round number. And then how about the market opening at 3:30 if you live on the West Coast? Yeah, it sucks. Living on the East is better. And by 3:30, I mean, he was talking about Hawaii, but he does live on the West Coast, so he still has to wake up like 5 a.m. This is me rowing at volunteering to row, and then signing up to volunteer at a horse show, getting cut from playing soccer, and someone hit me in the eye. It's the cost of a good soccer game. And then look, if you short 2 million shares, blah, 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 he was saying not to treat it, you get squeezed low liquidity. That's not really secrets. But look, here's a bunch of secrets. You want to screenshot some secrets? Here it is. This is dollar block. This is like inside baseball stuff. Offerings, it's not really that important or valuable, which is why I'm just skipping through it. Cancer resistance, you can look up, you can engineer millions of dollars of trading profits in a short period of time by breaking down every single thing that someone did, but you still have to do it is the problem. And you have to see how it works. And I'm telling you, here's the guy who made $60 million. He's got tons of stuff on there, 20K to 25 million. That was a while ago. And you can have a perfectly sloped, safe line. I can give you the 7-step system to have safe, consistent 20K profits a day. And we can talk about how to do it. But it's like, why do you want 20K profits? And why do you want it to be so consistent? And is this really all you want to make? $50 a time? I mean, I love this guy. We know each other. But this is the problem. Yeah, if you want to bake a pie, I can give you a 3-step system. Wash the apples, cut the apples, bake the pie. If you want to make money in the stock market, I can give you a 3-step system. Find the breakout, buy the breakout, watch it go up. guess what? In the first instance, you get a pie. In the second instance, you get no money, because it doesn't actually work. Simple as that. It's all about what's happening on a particular day. And two people might actually disagree on a particular day. You could have this millionaire on top multimillionaire. And this guy, like, you know, well, I won't say what he did, because now I'm looking at his particular. I'm looking at him. He's a great person. But I'm saying this is probably not the guy that you want, like, teaching you astrophysics. That's all I'm saying. Or, you know, Chinese. But he has exposure in Chinese and bios and solar and discount retail. And look, two different people have two different, this is why I circled it, ideas. This other multimillionaire right below in my tweet stream, X feed, I fed all this great stuff, says, look, stuff's running and it might be a good time to go on vacation. So people are different and they're both making shitloads of money. And then this guy is saying, there's a ton of people who have grown an account. I had said, I was giving props to this multimillionaire. You have no one else who's grown an account from short selling from thousands to millions. And this guy's like, tons of people have, dude. And I was like, all right, well, do you have an example? He's like, I have, but I can't tell you for privacy reasons. Like, it's true. A lot of people have had huge results in their private, because why would they want to share this stuff? But also, how are you going to learn from that? And I don't even know if necessarily this guy has or not, or if he's sort of obfuscating what he actually did, right? Let's get to the end of this presentation, because the rest is just awesome pictures of me. I mean, look at this picture of me. My God, I look like I'm ready for aesthetic Instagram, all right? Or God dang, out in the rain like some sort of Noah figure from The Notebook playing the piano. I mean, could this be any less interesting to you watching this than me waxing about stupid, over-romanticized, not great photos that my parents and sister took of me? Let's look at this picture of an apple, and let me tell you, if you're interested in making stock trading as easy as apple pie, listen to the Johnny Appleseed of trading. I pioneered it, man. I've been doing it for 4 years. That's longer than most people have, you know, watched a TV show. I mean, I certainly haven't watched TV, and I haven't watched a movie in 4 years. That's a little fucked up, actually. I shouldn't say that out loud, but that's true. But maybe no one has. That's what you're like that. Book a free 15-minute strategy clarity call. 15-minute free clarity call at samputnam.org. You go to samputnam.org. You can see a bunch of times. Book a 15-minute call. It's completely free. I'm not going to try to sell you something on that. Actually, I might. I definitely might. But I don't know what it is yet. I'll probably try to sell some type of community where you can see like what trades to do and what trades not to do. Not advice, actually, because I don't even know what trades to do or what not to do, because I haven't made money. But people are making money. I told you 15, probably 15 at this point, multi-millionaire, deca-millionaires, who made those deca millions from the stock market. So I'm talking about 50% plus, at least 40% plus returns per year for multiple years. Some of them going as much as 10 years with compounded 60 to 70% annually, verified by an auditor or a third party who could be, you know, on the board at Harvard Medical School with his type of honest acumen. So these are the people you want to follow. If you have some money that you want to throw into the markets, or you have some money in the markets that you feel is just getting sloshed around and you don't know what to do. If you want to talk about who to listen to, if you have some ideas, if you spent some money on stuff before and you're not sure you spent it in a good way, jump on board a free 15-minute strategy call. You'll find some clarity. It's a clarity call. That's what it's supposed to be called, right? Clarity call, CC. No credit card involved. Go to samputnam.org. And that is my pitch to you. 10 to 15 minutes of your time, 5 to 10 minutes of your time. 15 is a little much, a little pushing it, actually, I would say, for a first interaction. You know, we don't know each other. 15 minutes is a long time. I mean, you brush your teeth for 2 minutes, feels like it takes a while. So 15, that is a long time. But hey, budget 15 minutes, maybe we'll only make it 4. If we're a fit, then maybe you'll see me again on YouTube or on the internet or in Hanover or somewhere local, or wherever you are, and I am Colorado skiing. I'd like to go to Swiss Alps. Maybe we'll see each other again, and we can talk about money making opportunities and things like that. Or maybe you want to say to your kids, hey, don't drop out of an engineering PhD. You'll end up like this guy. Whatever it is, wasn't an engineering PhD per se, and it was, but it was more in the quantitative solar. A lot about data centers, actually, which are now super big with the whole ChatGPT thing. energy and algorithms, and it's quant, but not all of it goes into quant. It's not about me. This is about you and your life. Take control of it, take action now, and book a free 15-minute strategy call. You won't regret it, just like you didn't regret watching this video. Send this video to someone who you think would watch this sort of unhinged chaos, which is clearly unscripted, which I think makes for a more informative actually watch. But that is my pitch to you. I've said it several times. I'll say it again. Go to samputnam.org. It's free. It's 15 minutes. It's a clarity call. We can do it on Zoom. You can have your camera off. You can do it on your phone. You can have your camera off on there as well, obviously. I don't even know, can you do camera on phone, or is that FaceTime? Is that a separate thing? And if you have an Android, is that solved something else? Or what if you're calling through WhatsApp? Does the camera work with this? Or is that separate? All I know is there's you, there's me, there's a call. We can talk stocks, we can talk strategies for success, whatever that might be. It might be doing less, just relaxing and saying, I'm not going to deal with stocks anymore. That is all I have for you today. If you have any questions at all, any questions not related to stocks, any questions of me at all, not even of me, just questions you want to bounce off somebody, free 15-minute clarity call at samputnam.org. Look at these apples. How do you like those? They're very nice. They're whole apples. It's a whole 15-minute call. And I don't know if I can be any more dorky, nerdy, geeky, generally unimpressive and rather non-suave to listen to. I'd love to say that I have a simple 3-step system to take you from where you are to where you need to be, and putting me as the bridge in sort of this sales process. You'll get the clarity and the stepping stones that you need to find yourself to where you're trying to go by taking this 15-minute call and possibly joining the community in the future, whatever shape that might be. But that's what I got for you. samputnam.org, free 15-minute call. There will be a special gift I will give you on the call, free bonus gift, completely free, no cost to you. Also, the call is guaranteed, so if you spend your 15 minutes and you regret spending that 15 minutes, I'll actually give you 15 minutes of your life back in the form of an extended timeshare agreement that we can work out through sort of a lawyer thing that we can work out separately. But I wouldn't look too much into that. That's actually not. I'm not going to be doing that. Let's scratch that part. That sounded plausible. That's not realistic. samputnam.org, free 15-minute call. I'm not sure how much I can talk more before my voice gives out. I think I really have mentioned at least a couple things that might be somewhat, thought-provoking. Probably not provocative. Probably not thoughtful or a little promotional. I don't really know what I'm promoting yet, but I'd love to just charge you $10,000 or $100,000 for stock information, but I just don't know what to, because I can't just, you all know how to open up brokers. You can go do that. It's just not that valuable information. What's valuable is, what are you going to do, when the market opens at 9:30 a.m. on Monday, whatever pick your date is? Or what are you going to do when the market drops 3% like it did on Thursday or whatever last week, the interest rate cuts, whatever that was, whatever time you're seeing this and whatever that happened. So free call, hold the phone. I'll see you there, and thanks for joining.